We're here to reminisce on what it was like to be part of the Whoniverse. Our two of Doctor's very own assistants, Wendy Padbury and Nicola Bryant. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Thank you so much. I mean, when you even started doing Doctor Who, did you ever think that 60 years down the line we'd be here on this sofa talking about it?
No, you're having a laugh. No, absolutely not.
It's
I mean, it was
unbelievable.
very much a children's Saturday afternoon show.
Yeah.
After the football results and before the news. So no, who'd have thought?
Well, I mean, because I guess sci-fi was kind of in its... Like, you had comic book sci-fi and the stuff that people go to cinema for, you know, in the old school days. But there wasn't much sci-fi on television back then, was there?
No, I don't think so.
There was
some
there was
stuff
Star
from the
Trek and
yeah.
which eventually that came into
Sure.
the 60s. But
But that wasn't worldwide, was it?
So
It wasn't worldwide.
No.
I guess it was like...
American
Nothing had
stuff.
really seen anything like this before.
No.
So
No.
when you were first, you know, as kind of young actors starting out, when you were first reading the scripts, were you like, well, is this going to work? Is this going to fly?
Well, by the time I came in, it had already been... I came in 1968,
So second Doctor, Patrick
I
Troughton.
think it was. So I was with the second Doctor.
Yeah.
So it had already sort of established itself as obviously a programme that was going to be
That's the role you
a
got.
huge success.
You were 21 when you got that role, weren't you?
21.
Oh,
yeah.
look at the lovely glitter you're wearing.
Oh, no,
You look
I
so
know.
nice.
Yeah.
You look lovely.
And here's a great actor.
I know, what went
Patrick
wrong?
Troughton. What was...
Was it life-changing for you, though, Nicola?
for,
Sorry, Wendy. Was it life-changing for you, Wendy?
Not. Well, I was a young actress, so actually, at that point, because we didn't know that I'd be sitting here 50-something years later, it was another job. It was an amazing job, but it just led me on to do other work. But it wasn't life-changing. It's more life-changing now,
Really?
actually, for me, to think we've come back after all these years. But then it was just, you know...
And for both of you, did you notice the level of fame you had went up exponentially? Like, were you recognised in the street off the back of Doctor Who?
I mean, I suppose by the time I joined, there was, like,
It was
millions
big.
and millions of viewers.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so Nicola, you joined in
Different.
'83.
I
You
did,
was
yeah.
Peter Davidson, and then Colin Baker.
Peter Davidson, Colin Baker, and I think the one thing that I did notice was that it was just the simple stuff, you know, going to the shops,
Yeah.
just popping out to do something becomes a little bit more in-depth because you've got a lot of that, oh, excuse me,
Yeah.
can I just...
At
I mean,
least it
now it's
wasn't selfies.
There wasn't selfies.
So I suppose it was an autograph back
It
then.
was an autograph. Could I just have an autograph? Could I shake your hand?
And you were kind of in the era, I guess Peter Davidson, you could argue, was the first properly young Doctor, wasn't he? Because he was...
Yes.
All the other ones would have probably got the part, Tom Baker even,
Yeah.
probably in his 40s, maybe. Peter seemed like the first kind
he
of
did
like
seem
the young
very-
buck
yeah.
kind of... So that must have been almost quite a new era, I suppose, at the time.
I think so. But Peter had a lot of assistants. He had, like, 4 or 5 assistants, and then they got rid of them all, and it was just me and Peter. They went back to the one-on-one.
Yeah.
Then I was with Colin. And I just think that I knew at that point that Doctor Who had gone to America and it was on PBS.
Yeah.
So part of our job was going to be to go to America and promote the show. I mean, now... it's joining with
unbelievable.
Disney and it's going to be completely international.
And what seems to be interesting, because we saw Jodie Whittaker yesterday, it follows you through your life. You do the conventions,
Yes.
and people come up to you all the time, don't you?
Yeah.
What's the conventions like to do those?
I mean, the conventions are strange and fun and wonderful. The best bit is we all get to know each other and we all become mates.
nice.
So as classic companions, we're all good friends who know each other well. We don't talk about the show. We're always like, how are the kids? How's the house? How's the dogs? You know. So we've created wonderful relationships.
Yeah.
Thanks to
The great thing about the conventions are as well, it's like, obviously, they are for the fans, and fans always know the show and the storylines certainly better than the actors do. And often
without
better
a
than the
doubt.
writers
Do
do,
they?
right?
Oh,
Yeah.
I was
They
a
know
late
all the
starter to
details.
conventions. It was John Nathan Turner, one of the producers, who said to me, "You're so stupid. come to a convention, you'll love it. And I said, I don't think I'll remember anything. And he said, you don't need to, the fans know it all.
But I guess they trigger your memories as well, though, don't they? They come up to you and
Absolutely right, they do. Yeah, that is absolutely
Who are you
true.
copying? Is this your favourite
This is
villain?
Cyberman. I think, you know, he's rather lovely. I'm not sure it looked exactly like this in my day.
No.
I think they changed over the years.
This is my one. I mean, they've
that your
I think
favourite
they've done their
villain?
research. This is sort of the way it looked when I had a Cyberman, because they've changed through the
years.
ages.
Did you get to work with the Dalek at all?
I did, yes. Worked
Did
with
you?
the Daleks and worked with the Cybermen and...
Ice Warriors? Did you do Ice Warriors?
I didn't do Ice Warriors,
I did Ice
no.
Warriors. They were good.
What do both of you put the success of the show down to? What do you think? I mean, what an enduring appeal. It's been around for longer than, you know, like over half the time that TV's been around for.
Yeah.
So what is it about?
It is... The premise in itself is so clever. You're not going to get bored of watching the same actor play it for 60 years.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that was a stroke of genius, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was.
Regeneration.
And so that helps. It is... I was thinking about, particularly when the show began, the day it was due to go out was the day that President Kennedy was assassinated.
A seismic moment in history.
And that instability in the world sort of leaves you with an inner longing to have this hero who will come in and right the wrong.
Listen,
and
we've run out of time, but thank you so much.
We have that now. Yeah.
First episode in Doctor Who's 60th episode tomorrow, 6 o'clock on BBC One. Thank you so much.
Oh, this looks good. This
So
looks
good. Are you in?
I'm so in. And do you know what, Jodie? It's so lovely to see you. But Nicole De Silva as well,
Amazing.
who I am obsessed with from Wentworth. She is absolutely fantastic.
And she's a diamond.
Is she?
Yes.
That's what I want to know.
That's what you
Jodie,
needed to know.
I'm so excited you're here today. We've got so much to talk about, but we need to talk about this brand new drama. So for people that haven't got any idea what this is, tell us a little bit about the plotline.
So it's a story about three friends who essentially are reuniting after 20 years. But in that time, my character Tess is the survivor of a sexual assault, which 20 years previously, and it destroys, obviously, so many lives. But it's a re-coming together of these three people whose lives have gone off in very different directions. But the timing of it, for my character moving back to Australia from the UK, is that it's timed at the same time as Nicole De Silva, who plays Simone, has just written a novel, a fiction novel, but about this event without... So it's a story about friendship, it's a story about trauma, and it's also a story about who has the rights to tell a story.
Exactly. Whose story is it to tell?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Jodie, when you get into a character like this, and probably you haven't got knowledge from something like that, where do you get all your research from? She's Tess. She's had this awful thing happen to her.
I suppose the incredible thing, I've always been so lucky because all the screenwriters I've worked with have been so detailed, and you're given a part like Tess, it's like a gift because so much of it is in the script, whether it's in the dialogue, it can be in stage directions. But I think one thing for me that was really helpful within the research, because Tess doesn't remember the assault. And unfortunately, there are a lot of impact statements out there that you can...
In real life?
Yeah. That, where people have been brave enough to share what it's like for them in that situation. And I think, but then also it's about kind of being present in the moment and being, able to kind of draw from all the other actors in the scenes as well.
It's a hard one to do. We know you for drama anyway. We'll talk about Doctor Who in a second. You've played some parts, but let me tell you, but this is, it's a really difficult storyline.
Yeah.
But actually, even though it's about that trauma, it's more focused on that friendship group. What's changed over the 20 years?
Yeah.
And like you said, what does it mean for us now?
I think the thing that I really loved about it is the stories of sexual assault, I've read them or I've seen them on television. The point of view of this was really unique to me, because very often it's done from the outside looking in, the investigation, or you know, but whereas this was absolutely about the people it's centred around, but also using transition of time. And it's got quite heightened realism in it, because very often the flashback scenes to the younger versions of us can be within, it can be a scene isolated by itself, but it could also be in a scene that we're in.
Yeah.
We have these moments, and I think that it deals with trauma in a really authentic way.
And did you watch it back? So what did you think when you saw it back and it
Yeah, I
all
was
come
really,
together?
really emotional about it, because everybody worked so hard, and I was blown away by the commitment from everyone, and it was a very safe space to work. And I think particularly it was one thing for Yael and me and Nicole, who are the three friends, but there's three younger actresses playing the younger versions of us. And Michaela, who plays young Tess, it was her first job, and she smashes it. And I think that that's, you know, I shared this part and I got to share it with her.
That's beautiful. It really, really is. And the whole series, I mean, it's great, but one thing you had to do was up sticks, relocate to Australia. How long were you out there for?
We were there for about 4.5 months. I mean,
it's not a bad gig, come on.
I'm not being funny.
That's a long time.
It was winter here.
Funny how that one worked out, weren't it?
Oh, it's like really hard. We've got to move all the way to Sydney,
What a
all of
shame.
us, and go and live in the sunshine. And literally every WhatsApp group, there's like Noro going round, there's all this. I was like, no.
It's a shame as you've got your bikini on the beach. You know,
It's so hard. But not only that, the accent. You got the Australian accent. You had a dialect, didn't you?
Oh my, yes.
Babe,
Did
if
I
we
get it?
try,
Have you heard me?
if we try, we default Kath and Kim. That's us.
Oh, yeah. Look at
That look
Seriously,
right.
it was so subtle.
Baby cheese.
It was so good. How did you get that?
Well, do you know what? I was so arrogant and naive, and I went in and I went, guys, I've got this.
Want to go for a swim in the Billabong?
I've seen Home and Away, and I was like, that's my research done. And I've listened to a few podcasts, and then I got there and was like, ugh, oh my God, I'm awful, and I'm a world away. And I had an incredible dialect coach, Jenny, who absolutely hammered it home.
Big up, Jenny.
But I love working on a dialect, because there's rules.
Yeah.
I like it. There's safety. There's like, this is wrong, this is right.
Can you teach us a little bit of Australian?
Absolutely not, because it was months ago and I've done a fair few voices since then, love.
So is that once you've done it, it's out the head?
You can do that in a Yorkshire accent.
Once you've done it, it's out your head.
Yeah,
Gone.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I had to like stay in it and.
You were Australian for 5 months, basically.
Yeah, well, and then in between scenes, I was a bit broad.
Just come a little bit down. Well, look, it is fantastic. One night. It's out tomorrow on Paramount Plus UK.
Yeah, so
It's
good.
three-part. It's honestly, look it up, because it's great. I can't have you here without
I
talking.
didn't know. I've just discovered something about you that I
I'm
didn't
a
know.
massive Doctor Who
You're a
fan. I'm a
Whovian.
Whovian, I'll be honest. You were so brilliant as the Doctor.
Thank you.
Surely that is any actor's dream to be the Doctor. I know it's been a couple of years now since you finished filming, but
I'll talk about it forever. I'll be dragging on them coattails forever.
But that's what we want to know. Did you love your time as the Doctor?
It's absolute joy in a box, with the people, with the storylines, with just everything about it. It's such a gift of a part. There's no constraints with, you know, with any kind of world, because you can be obviously on Earth, but you can be thrown into a completely different universe at any given moment. And I got to do it with some of the most incredible people, and
You
I made
look like
friends
you had
for
a
life.
blast.
Yeah, you
I
did.
did. It's so not. It's just. It's a beautiful show to be a part of, and I'm so proud of it, and I will be happy to talk about it forever.
We've got...
First Doctor with 2 hearts, by the way.
Well,
Yeah, I was
this
very
blew my mind, because you were pregnant when filming.
Sneaky pregs in the Regen episode. I felt very, very sick. But yeah, so no one knew, but a part of me was like, you know, when lots of people had a bit of an opinion about a woman playing the Doctor, and then it's like, I'm actually the first official two-hearted Doctor.
It's just
so
perfect.
I'm fully method,
It's just
fully
perfect.
qualified. Yeah.
Well, look, we can't wait for the new series of that, obviously.
can't.
I can't wait.
You were an amazing Doctor. Please tell us you stole from that set.
Oh, yeah, nightmare. Me and Mandip were an absolute nightmare. They wrapped us, no, I'll tell you what they did. They wrapped us on the TARDIS. So we thought the TARDIS were wrapped. So everyone walked off. She's got a foot on something, trying to pull out this thing. I nicked something, and then we heard someone say, oh, we need to go do pickup shots in the TARDIS. And we're like, ugh.
You are joking.
And I was like, put it in your bag, babe. Put it in your bag.
This is what we're like, I mean, she goes out of a suitcase. Joe, good luck.
Don't bring me to
You do. Good luck
it.
with One Night, honestly.
Yeah,
It's
One
so
Night.
lovely to see you. It
Thank
really
you,
is.
thank you.
Good luck, gorgeous.
through their first week in the jungle, and in just a moment we'll be getting all of the latest from our lovely Sean. But before we do...
Team Marv is the force
In
is
the
strong with
house.
us today.
Go,
Jennifer
yes.
here. Hello, guys.
Hiya.
Firstly, congratulations on the tour.
Thank
And
you.
Well, more dates coming next year.
Indeed, in summer.
You haven't even stopped, have you? What are you doing now? You're
No,
Wizard of Oz in?
Yes, so I'm on the Wizard of Oz tour that's literally just started. So I'm
Is
off
it,
to
it's
rehearsals
actually
after.
supposed to be in rehearsals
Yes.
now.
Yeah,
but
sorry.
ignore him.
Sorry.
Yes.
Banter.
Sorry. No, so the tour. So the tour starts next month and then literally kicks off until next
good luck with
August,
it.
I believe.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Man, here he comes.
I know, right?
so what was it like watching him, guys? Like skydiving, because you know this guy better than anyone else.
how real do you want this answer, Dan?
Real.
Could be
He's your friend. Feel free to roast away.
Leave it to them.
Yeah, no, honestly, I feel like all of us, like us, our partners, everyone, we were just cracking up because we've seen the fear of heights from Marv anyway, being stuck in the rafters in the tour, and that's quite high. But to jump out of a plane, he got away with it years ago, not having to do it with us.
Yeah.
I was asleep on the bus. Why didn't you wake me up?
Excuses,
And
excuses.
he's put this on film. Like all the JLS fans everywhere for years have backed him. Now they see the real Marvin from a
He
plane
has to
height.
tell the
So cool and collected. He's like one of the calmest guys, you know.
Very charming.
I know, exactly.
He's
Yeah.
hard to rattle, isn't he?
Yeah.
And
So
I
to
think...
see him visibly, I know, I would have been the same. To see
Yeah.
him shaking that plane, you were like,
I don't know about you boys, but I said yesterday, I genuinely have never seen those facial expressions. I don't know.
To be honest, I thought he was going to give those facial expressions. We talked about it on tour. And yeah, everything that he was doing, honestly, for us, it's like we knew it was going to happen.
That's what he looks like the first day of rehearsal.
Honestly.
First day of rehearsals, he's like, what is
when
that?
did you find out he was going in, and what were your initial thoughts?
It was about
Towards the end of the tour.
about a week and a half just before he went in.
Yeah.
And we asked him about something else because we were planning to do an event
Plans.
together.
Yeah. No.
And we were like, Marv, can you do this date? And we were like, we finished the tour. You're definitely around.
Ross was there at the same time.
Ross was there.
Ross is
And she was
sweating.
like,
You couldn't say anything.
I was like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, we're all off. Like, what's going on?
And he was digging me under
I'm
the
trying to
table. I was
move
like,
some stuff and move some more stuff, and I can't move it. And I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, guys,
pried it out of him.
I'm going in.
I think he was still trying to get accustomed to the fact that he was actually going in the jungle.
Yeah, I don't think he's got his head
because
around
he
it.
he did
still
it.
don't think he has.
Honestly, he was so petrified,
Yeah.
and he had this like nervous energy towards the end of the tour, and I
Yeah.
wasn't understanding like why is he so nervous?
acting so
Why is he
weird?
acting so weird? And then obviously, lo and behold, he was going in the jungle. He's
He keeps
preparing
talking
himself.
about heights.
Yeah.
What do you think? Because obviously we know him well. We know that he's not like... He's very chill and he's calm, that we know.
Dependable.
But he gets hangry,
He does get
yes, he
angry.
gets
doesn't
hangry.
he? He gets
does
that...
get
He's
angry.
quite short when he's not
Yeah.
belly full.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like he's had it relatively easy so far
He has.
because they've had. I mean, they haven't quite had.
Sorry? Easy, yeah? You're going in next year.
He's talking about
I'm
probably
talking
the
about
eating
food,
challenges,
okay?
like the pizza.
Because
Yeah.
He's had 2 full meals.
Yeah.
I know that yesterday I think they didn't have a full. They only got 3 stars, didn't they? But I do feel like he's eaten pretty well so far.
OK.
He's dependent. Like he's a lovely, lovely guy. So dependable, and you guys know that better than anyone. Already, Brexit chat gate was even fun because they're like literally picking up the bucket and going.
Marv left the building. Marv left the show at that point. He left the show.
A bucket with literally no purpose whatsoever.
Honestly, you could time it. I think he was on Messenger. He was going, he's going to get up. He's going to get up. 3.
We just know
and he
him so well. It's like, forget that.
So how do you think he'll do? He'll do. I'm sure he'll do well.
I think he'll do great. I think now is the time for Marvin to show, like even the bugs yesterday when he was just jumping around. Just that, like, yes, he's smooth, he's suave Marv, but there is this side to Marvin where,
Indeed.
he's human. If he gets bitten by a bug, he's going to scream like
gonna
everyone
like
else.
He will.
So we need to see that.
We might see
I want
it.
to say he has done well. He's sang out there. He's done choreo. He's taught choreo.
Singing to people in the bathroom.
Apparently, She Makes Me Wanna is up in the charts because Marv is singing with.
Rich is over the moon. He's just thinking of the PRS.
He's doing a good job. He's doing a good
Well,
job.
listen, we'll have a little pause on him for a while because, Sean, it really, last night was quite explosive, to say the least.
It was. I know, Dermot, you said you didn't see last night.
I didn't see last night. It feels like I've been away for like 2 weeks because I've come back, everyone was getting on, and now it's all kicked off. What
It's
went
funny.
on?
I think it's interesting you say about being hangry, and I think this plays a role in what happened last night on the show. So you've got Nella Rose, the YouTuber. She ends up in a conversation with Fred Sirieix, and it appears to be very innocently said at the beginning, where he sort of makes reference to the fact he's 51 years old. I'm old enough to be your father. You're 26, right? The problem with this is that she had told him earlier on in the show that she lost her dad. And so I think it was slightly triggering for her. But I do think that even though he apologised, she couldn't accept it, and that's where it sort of escalated.
Yeah, and I think you could tell it was obviously a real sort of misunderstanding. We've got a clip, haven't we?
Yeah, have a look at this and then you can see for yourself.
You made a comment yesterday.
What did I say?
You know what comment you said.
No, what did I say?
You turned around to me with an attitude and said, you know I could be your dad, right? I don't care how you said it. To me, that's disrespectful. I don't want to eat your food. I don't want to talk to you. Don't bring up my dead parent. Are you stupid about, oh, you know I could be your dad, right? You know my dad's dead. You're a weirdo.
I am sorry I've offended you.
Okay.
I am unaware that you felt offended. I only said that in a way because I am older than you. I'm 51 and you're 26.
I'm not stupid.
Nella, it wasn't
You're not
like
gonna
that.
little girl me.
Now, if you want to take it to the nth degree and not speak to me anymore, it's your choice, it's
You
your
only get
prerogative.
one chance to disrespect me.
Okay.
I accept your apology, but let's not be friends. How
right.
about that?
Oh, God, it's so... because you feel for her and why she's triggered,
You
of
do.
course, but then you also feel for him because he's made a comment that was really throwaway and didn't mean it in that way, and then she's sort of not accepting his apology. I'm hoping tonight Mr. Mediator Marv might have done... I'm just hoping that there might be...
You hope the fact
She's
they're
not gonna
around
eat.
each other all the time.
Yeah.
It's not going to go away, is
No.
it? So you
Well,
have to
Grace
find
did
some kind of
comment on it. She
resolution.
did say it's one of those things that I do feel will blow over in time. And I
Yeah.
think, you know, you're talking about it in the makeup room.
Yeah,
of all
emotions
places.
are heightened.
Yeah,
It's
and
complex.
you'll find that when they get down to the base level of, am I going to get stung or bitten or whatever else? Am I going to eat? You know, all that sort of stuff. You actually get down to the real part of people. And I do feel like Fred is human. And he's going to, you know, he's a nice enough guy. And likewise, Nella, you know, she's made a great start so far.
Yeah.
And I
It
think
moves
that
so
will continue.
quickly in there, doesn't it? It moves so quickly.
I agree, and I think sadly it just escalated into a bad day overall for her. She did the challenge, only got 3 stars, which means once again the camp are hungry. And then, you know, like you say, hopefully they can get over it and we can get them back to the best, because they're both great characters. Really great. Someone else who's finding it hard, and I think that, you know, the press called this early because at one point they thought she was going to leave, is Jamie Lynn Spears. You've seen her, she's been missing her kids. She's obviously American in a group full of British people, so she's been feeling a little bit out of it. I think the campmates have been great with her, don't you?
I think she's probably traumatised from the singing in the bathroom.
Listen,
She's talked to me.
Marvin is the ultimate sweet boy. For him to sing, for him to serenade Jamie Lee Spears in
That's
the
why
bath.
she's sad.
That's crazy.
The woman was trying to relax.
Honestly.
Do you know what? It must be hard for her, though, mustn't it, Dan? Because she doesn't really know everybody. You know, a lot of those celebrities might have bumped in, maybe bar probably Nigel Farage. They might have all come into contact with each other. And I think, you know, you've got a guy from a boy group singing to you and Fred banging a drum. Like, it's, you know, I think it's a lot.
Yeah, I do. And I think what's quite funny in that moment, you know, can always rely on Sam Thompson to sort of lighten the mood. He tried to say, I understand, I know exactly how this feels, and then he came out with his corker.
Jamie, honestly, I get it, man. I've got 2 cats at home, and they're Albus and Cedric, little fluffy men. Do you know what I mean? So I get it. Not kids.
Layouts, I've got.
But I get it.
So well.
He's got 2 cats at home.
He gets
thing is, though, I was like, well, I love my cats.
Get it?
It's Danielle. Danielle looks at him and goes like, just stop.
Sorry, just before we go, because it's really cool, I'm hoping Jamie Lynn's going to have a moment tonight where she maybe gets to get into it.
Okay.
Because I think a lot of this crying and is being in her own head, and she's not been doing a lot in camp. Tonight she's doing her own challenge. And I'm hoping if she can do well in it, she might come back a changed person, like revitalised.
Right. Yeah.
Do you want to see a little clip of how
Oh,
she
yes,
does?
we do.
Right,
Yes,
have a
we
look.
do.
And 2 minutes gone. A lot of numbers.
Level number 3. 2 minutes gone.
Start number 4. 70 feet in the air now. All right, take it easy now. Take your time. You got time here.
Now what do you have to step down and jump?
A jump.
Yeah.
Jump. Go with a big step.
Go on. Go on.
on.
Oh, girl.
Come on, Jamie Lynn.
That would be cool.
I would love that.
The thing is, when you're there, you're
Would
like,
you?
oh, the height's out the way now? No.
Yeah, no, exactly that.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Charles.
you.
You're welcome.
Great
Thank you
stuff.
very much. Welcome back to the Shack anytime.
I love you in the shack. I love you in the shack.
That's great memories for all of us. Now joined by Suggs and Mike. Hello, gents.
Hello.
Hi there.
Lovely to have you with us.
It's lovely.
Lovely to be here, lovely to be here.
Do you ever look back at stuff like that? You ever see those old videos?
Most evenings, yeah, when you when you get after dinner, get out the old videos. A lot of them these days as well.
The old Ferrero Rocher stuff. Who wasn't want to see our old videos? No, when I get caught watching it, I mean, yeah, I know, actually, I won't say it. But no, it's almost worse than being caught watching porn, you know, when you're indoors watching your own videos. Dad!
There's something about it. We get it.
Every now and then.
No, the shame of it all, Dad.
Every now and then.
And what I love about your story is, I mean, your career has just spanned so long, but you didn't get that easy break, did you? You know, we talk about nowadays it's a lot easier, I suppose. There's different social media platforms and we've had massive shows like The X Factor that have broke so many stars.
Yeah.
But you guys were knocking on doors and, you know, Irish pubs and however that worked. You were really sort of went about it the traditional way.
Yeah, I mean, looking back, which you have to, obviously, when you're thinking about the past.
It's normally how it works.
No, we were kind of like the 60s when we started, and that's how it was. You know, you made 3 singles, 1 album, and you toured, and you toured, and you toured, and you toured. And we got to a certain point where we started getting a bit exhausted with that process, but you're absolutely right. But the other difference, I mean, whether to say it's easier now, I mean, when I look at Camden Town where we started, there were like 10 or 12 pubs that had function rooms where you could get a gig as a band. I don't know, you know, as an artist
really
now, you
like
can... I saw a great documentary about how grime started, you know, in some clubs in the East End, and they were just doing it on their mobile phones. So there's always a way to be creative. But I think it's more difficult for bands now, because there are very few venues where you can get a 6-7-piece band like us on stage.
It's probably the reach that's easier. You put it on an app and you hit people like overnight, don't you? Whereas I suppose you're slowly building up momentum.
But I mean, I completely don't understand. Like Dermot, I'm an old man, you know, there's modern stuff. But it's this sort of chicken and egg. You know, they go, what are your socials? But you can't get your socials until you've actually done something. You're supposed to sort of get them out of the ether.
Well, it's interesting with you, because you're a collection of very big personalities, Madness, and you've...
No, I wouldn't go that far.
You've sort of fallen out and got on and taken hiatuses and stuff, but there's something that keeps you going. And is it, like, were you all listening to the same music growing up? Because I came to see, I've seen you many times, but I came to see you when you did the... was it the Dangerman sessions? Which is all the stuff that you really loved when you were kids and reinventing it, right? So was that how the band got together? Was it just that love of old school dancehall and ska and a bit of punk and a bit of...
Yeah, I mean, we share... There was a big overlap between the stuff that we liked, and we all also grew up at the same time, but there was definitely something, you know, that's why we got together in a large part in the band, because of our taste in music, yeah. So that was the kind of, you know...
I mean, where we grew up, there was, like, gang, I don't know, about 30 or 40 of us that I sort of was in the firmament of. And there were various ways it was going, you know, like Mike said the other day, Wormwood Scrubs, you know, black cab driving, sport, all of which took far too much focus from me. But then there was us that were into music, you know, and then Mike and Chris and a couple of them started to take it seriously, because everyone was talking about starting a band, but it was all just farting about. And we started rehearsing properly, and then started to realise maybe this could be something. You know, could be something. Yeah.
And obviously, Derm said, you know, you've had a few hiatuses. Coming back now and performing together after all that time, has anything changed? Do you instantly go back into, I'd imagine, old habits or how it was, or does it feel completely different?
Yeah, how much we hate each other. That came straight out of the bag.
Would you fall back into those old roles? You know that, being a band. Do you fall back into those old roles? Like, do you always go... you know, I know that so-and-so's going to, like...
This one's the talker,
Exactly.
this one's the... Yeah. Does it go back there, or does it feel completely different?
That you have a certain characters and you presume that everybody's going to have the same character forever, you mean, and it creates
Or just
problems,
the same sort of roles in that group dynamic, I suppose?
No, not really, no. I mean, that's not a good way to do it, I think. It's better... You know, I mean, we communicate much more than we used to.
Talking.
And you can fall into habits. I mean...
Amazing.
We had more people in the band.
Rather than rolling around on the floor, pulling each other's hair out.
We used to have a lot of arguments. We had more members in the band at one point, and we had a lot of arguments, and then there were a bit less members in the band, and then arguments started coming up again, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's kind of relevant with this day and age, when all this polarisation going on, that people have to talk to each other, you know, they have to communicate. I mean, we're trying to do that, I think, yeah. And
I mean,
so
to
then
hit
you
the
learn...
nail on the head with your question is tolerance, you know, tolerance of each other.
Yeah.
I
And
mean, I can't remember some journalist who said, you know, the sort of middle ground got burnt and scorched.
Yeah.
You're either on that side or that side.
Yeah.
And we were like a microcosm of that, you know, what we fought during the lockdown. But when we got in the studio and started playing music together, it transcends all that.
Let's talk about that, because, like, you're a London band, and what I've always loved about you is how you've evolved and you sort of tell London's story. And I lived over here in London half my life, and I love you for that, because, you know, Liberty and Norton Folkgate was one of my favourite albums, and that was an ode to a certain part of London, wasn't it? So tell us a little bit about this, C'est la vie. So what do you love to write about now?
Well, like I said, we come out of that lockdown like everybody else, slightly shocked and horrified by what had happened and were we ever going to get out of there. I wrote a song called Theatre of the Absurd, which was about this vision of being locked in a theatre where the doors were all shut, the orchestra didn't know what the songs were, no one knows what songs to sing. And then I found out there was a whole theatre of the absurd in the 20s or 30s after the First World War, which was the surreality of Samuel Beckett, and then there was a French theatrical group that were writing plays in gobbledygook because we all seemed to not be able to communicate anymore. And then Mike said he didn't like that. He wanted to call it C'est la vie. And then you can see.
So
we
talked.
So
we found compromise, and we have Theatre of the Absurd presents Madness C'est la vie.
Try to have it as small as possible. But
there you go, but you got it.
And
a little birdie tells me that you are up against Taylor Swift for the #1 spot.
Numero uno.
I wouldn't know anything about that, but please, people of a certain generation, who would you want, us or...
Lovely Taylor Swift.
I can't quite say the words.
There you go. We're done.
And then you're out on tour next week. When's the last time you all played live together?
Not for a little while, so it's just been a great period. You know, this album's been very well received and or could be #1. Let's not get carried away. And the tour's pretty much sold out, so we couldn't be in a better place for a load of old, you know, darzers, as my old man used to say.
Well, it's lovely to have the old darzers with us.
Thank you.
It absolutely
Madness,
is.
brand new album, Theatre of the Absurd. Well,
Good luck with it.
Present Sailor Moon.
Let's see what happens.
Best luck with the tour as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone, whatever generation you are from, has a Disney film they love.
Well, make room on your list for all time favourites because their latest magical movie, Wish, has all the markings of an instant classic.
Imagine a place where wishes come true, where your heart's desire can become a reality. What if I told you that place is within reach? All you have to do is give your wish to me.
We're delighted to welcome the star of Wish, Ariana DeBose, to this morning's sofa. Welcome, Ariana.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Can I just say, what a lovely film. It's like the classic Disney for me.
I agree. You know, it celebrates 100 years of Disney, and it gives you kind of the best of both worlds, like where Disney can go in the future whilst honouring everything that has already come.
That's what they've done so well, I think, over the last 10, 15, 20 years, I guess, is that they evolve so well, Disney, don't they?
I think so. I really do. I mean, I can definitely feel a commitment from, you know, Jennifer Lee and everyone at Disney Animation to, like, really tell stories that speak to who we are today. And I think that's great.
Yeah.
You know, not all of the princesses, like, or
Right.
the heroines are like, I want to find love. Like, they have ambitions, hopes, dreams, and goals that make sense
And
to
you know, the
us.
lovely thing is, my son's 3 now, and so we're getting to the age where we can actually watch a whole movie together. We watch a lot of Disney
And he
movies.
enjoys it, yeah.
Well, A, he enjoys it, but B, his kind of role models and his heroes are probably 50-50, like 50% women. So, you know, he will be Ariel
That's so
playing
nice.
around, you know. Well, why I'm the Sea Witch, I do not know. But, like, I'm getting cast as the Sea Witch all the
I
time.
like that for you.
So tell us about your role. Tell us about this movie.
Oh, well, Wish, in Wish, I voice the character of Asha, and she is, you know, our leading lady. She lives in the magical kingdom of Rosas, where wishes can come true. And she sort of discovers that things aren't quite exactly what they seem. And so she makes a powerful wish and accidentally calls down the wishing star, like the original wishing star. And together with a lovely sidekick, Goat Valentino, they take on a formidable foe in King Magnifico, who is voiced by the amazing Chris Pine.
Yeah.
He's like delicious.
Who I kind of loved to hate.
I did too.
When I was watching it, I was like, his voice is incredible, by the way.
Yes.
Unbelievable voice.
Your great comic timing as well, Chris.
He really
I think
does.
so too. It makes me laugh.
And are you in the room with him when you're voicing this, or are you doing it separately, putting your laying your voices down?
Oh, separately. It was very solo kind of thing, you know? So I would be in the booth by myself with the directors in front of me, and they would read opposite me. And then Chris would go in separately. I think that was the experience for everyone. So it's kind of odd and
it must be so weird.
But very magical once you see the finished product and you're like, wow.
Have you done much of this before? Have you done anything like this before?
No,
Like, in terms of,
not really.
So as an actor, when you go in to say, is it the same as it would be on a normal set where you would, I don't know, they'd go, great, let's go for another take, or there's a certain amount of like pages of script you need to get through a day, and like, you'd nail it in one time, or another time you'd be like, what, and that 15 takes? Okay. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, yes and no. Like, you do tons of takes.
Yeah.
And then they sort of go in and find the right ones. But you have multiple sessions. So I guess the difference between a feature and this kind of work is like I work on the film for like 3 to 4 months straight. And this you sort of go in sporadically. Like I actually began recording here in London. I was working on a different project. And then once I wrapped that, it was a couple months later, I went back in for Wish in the States.
Yeah.
But I guess that's kind of the joy of it. You can record in your pajamas and kind of anywhere in the world.
But you've got to look after your throat, because your voice will get shot to pieces.
You are correct. Like I did, and I was very emotional in this film, or Asha's very emotional. So there's a fair bit of screaming, in a good way. You know, some crying. Like she runs the gamut of emotion, which is actually very thrilling for me as an actor.
Did you find it quite challenging? Because I know working with Julia Michaels must have been absolutely incredible. She wrote it, but I mean, she's difficult. Like, some of the songs are quite difficult. Did you find it quite challenging?
I did, actually. I mean, Julia's one of the greatest songwriters of our time and my generation. I truly believe that. And she writes in such a dynamic pattern, right? And so it's almost I call it Sondheimian, like Stephen Sondheim. It's kind of like that, where it's very specific and it requires different parts of your voice at different times. And that really pushed me out of my comfort zone. And then once Julia was like, oh no, girl, you sing, she pushed me even farther.
Really?
And in a wonderful way. And it made me a better vocalist. And I'm really proud of what you hear in the film and on the album. And you know, I'm still taking voice lessons today, so that if required, and I sing these songs live, that I can give you a good experience of what you've already seen, and also make the song my own in a way.
That would be wonderful to do it live, because you're a musical theatre baby, aren't you?
I am. I have done it live. I've done it live a few times. I sang it at Disneyland Paris and in Disneyland in Anaheim, California, and it's fun, but I still get really nervous. Like, I'm never nervous in a recording booth. For some odd reason, like, the safety of the booth makes me feel comfortable. But I'm still quite a nervous performer, so it's something I have to work on.
What do you prefer out of the two? Like, surely there's nothing better than singing live to an audience.
There's not. I mean, that's why I love theatre. It's that relationship between you and the audience, and it's visceral and ephemeral and fleeting and all the good things. And there's nothing quite like it but I like that I can do both. You know, I feel very, very lucky that I can do both.
I didn't know when you were doing West Side Story as well, you had the chance to meet Rita Moreno, and she'd like...
Oh, we worked together, baby. She was in the film. Me and Miss Rita, whew. She's a force of nature. Like, to be in a film, you know, giving a new take on a role that she won an Oscar for is insane. Like, it's insanity. And again, nerve-wracking. But she couldn't have been more lovely, and she made space for me to try
I heard
new
you
things.
couldn't get your words out.
For a while, I couldn't. I was like, hi. How's it? How are you today?
But West Side
So
Story
good.
means a lot to us because both our mothers are Maria. So,
Really?
Yeah,
both of them.
Both of them.
Oh,
I know.
The original 61 film, like, amazing, really lovely. It was and is the gold standard in many, many ways. And I don't know, I was really heartened and excited that there was space for a new interpretation, for a new generation. You know what I mean? Like that.
Got you an
that's
Oscar.
Really good. It did.
That old thing.
that old thing. Bananas is my favorite word right now. I think that experience was absolutely bananas.
It absolutely was. I can't
Celebrate the
believe we've run out of time.
100 years of the studio. Disney Do You Film Wish is in cinemas from the 24th of November. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
I mean, that's just the highlights package right there. Isn't it?
It's just, like, this so stunning and so emotional to watch, from everything to the dance, the music, the message. How does it feel when you're in that room? Because Blackpool is powerful. We sit and we talk to people on the sofa and they're like, we just want to make it to Blackpool. How does it feel performing a routine like that in that building?
Well, it more than lived up to every expectation. But as you say, the building is so spectacular and special, and the history there, it's such an iconic place. But Johannes has always said to me, when we're out there, it's just you and me. And it's, you know, let's bring everybody to us and not take us out there to them and not get distracted by all of the stuff going out. It's a bit like in a tennis match, you know, you don't want to be looking at what's out there in arenas. But you know, I'm not going to lie, there's a lot of nerves going into a pressurised situation like that, but you're so good at sort of taking my heart rate, which is about, you know, going a million miles. Yes. But when, you know, it was really special. I felt like we were really floating up in the clouds, and I feel like I'm still up there, to be honest. And watching that back, it brings back so much emotion being out there, and it was really, really special.
You were beautiful.
Well,
You really were. What's Blackpool like for a dancer? Is it... Because, you know, obviously, we know about it's iconic, but from a dancer's point of view, is it somewhere you always want to perform?
Absolutely, because it is the biggest dance date on the calendar for professionals around the world. Wow. And so everybody gathers at Blackpool. I knew about Blackpool before I knew about London.
No.
Yes.
Really? Wow, that's so interesting.
Yes. So, I mean, grateful for Strictly for giving me the platform, because I could never make it to London, let alone, you know, Blackpool. But... So I tell you, it's magical. There's no words to it. You know that you are dancing in an iconic place. You just know it, you can feel it. And it was just beautiful to see it through Annabelle's eyes.
Because all the dancers, when you know your mates that go on the show and stuff, people you bump into, everyone says, I just want to get to Black.
It's like the milestone, isn't it, in the competition?
After that, it's almost like you take a breath and kind of go, well, if we win, we win.
It's true, it's true.
Who wants the trophy?
Everything else is a bonus after that. It really is. But it is beautiful, and I'm so glad we made it this far.
Well, it was really special. I never in a million years thought we'd ever get there, but it's just amazing to have done it. It does feel very special, a real honour to have danced there. And I know how much all of the professional dancers talk about it. So it is as special as it sounds.
You sort of inherit that excitement, I suppose, too. I know you said that Johannes was sort of taking your heartbeat away from you. I read that you have developed quite a few ways that you actually help Annabelle along the process. Tell us a little bit about it.
Listen, I have come up with ways to explain dance to her as a as a non-dancer. I understand that it is hard. Dancing is hard. And she's a sportswoman. So in terms of performance, in terms of ability, she's had to start at the bottom. So I will say things to her like, because she's visual as well, so I'll say ski instead of driving forward with your right leg. So she understands skiing more than driving forward. I say to her, to get your chest up, think of Dolly Parton. do this. And
We
then
could all use that, couldn't we?
Quite
All need a bit of dolly,
No, but there's things that helps to make the choreography stick. And I have to say, you've come a long way. You really have.
Well,
Is it Gorgelina you call her?
I call her Gorgelina when I want to assure her that she's actually she's making my heart sing. So that is when I tell her that is a gold
This
star.
guy in your corner, wouldn't you?
Just
I mean,
on
you're
the phone.
so great.
Just morning, little voice note every morning would be nice.
Janice, when you got paired up, did you know quite quickly that Annabelle could dance? Like, because essentially you're training whoever you're with. So were you, like, when do you know if the person's got, like, the raw skills that you can work with?
You know straight away. And to be honest,
you thought you got a stiff one,
No.
didn't you?
No, honestly, when I first hear, I said to because Annabelle was in the room with everybody else, and she just kept to herself, and I was like, oh, honey, you're going to have to come out of that shell. And that is the thing that I was like, okay, fine, it's going to take a time, but this is the thing, it's when we got paired, and I had her in my arms, and I said to her, I'm going to move you this way. And there was no fear of movement. I was like, now we're talking. Now I can work with this. And it's just been great to see her grow strength to strength because her confidence till this far is really,
growing.
It's growing.
Growing,
it's
exactly.
growing.
And do you feel that in yourself?
Definitely. I think because of the process that you go through the, the rehearsal room and all the training, and we put a lot of hours in, but you're so detailed as a teacher. I mean, you literally have eyes in the back of your head. You don't miss anything from a wrist or a finger or something's going on with my feet when you're looking in the other direction. And I can't quite work out how you can see, but you just have a sense of what my body is doing. So, it's been an amazing process for me to learn. I've absolutely loved learning the different things that go into every single dance because it's different every week. And, you'll start talking in terminology about different steps. And I'm like, what's that? And then we have to start from the beginning. But I've loved every minute of it. And I think my confidence has started to grow.
Yeah, you can see that. You really can.
Annabelle, how does it compare to being a professional tennis player? And I imagine in tennis, obviously you've got the shots that you need to, but so much of it is just split-second instinct. And so much of dancing is kind of like intricately choreographed. But are there similarities in terms of the discipline?
Yeah, we've talked about that, haven't we? There are a lot of similarities because, in tennis, you're going to be up on your toes, you've got to be quite balanced. You're always saying to me to bring my nose forward and lean forward. But obviously with tennis, it was very gladiatorial.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that about tennis because it's like you're going to live your life...
Is that why you quit so early?
Yeah, because it's like you're going to be in conflict with opposition every day of your life, and happiness is going to be dependent on winning tennis matches.
Yeah.
Whereas even though tennis is quite emotional as well, because there's so much psychology that goes into tennis, and when you look at a player like a Roger Federer, and I've often talked about Roger Federer to Johannes, he was a very artistic, balletic tennis player. But in dance, from what I'm learning, it's very emotional, and everything is going to be emotion coming out. And I think it was lovely to hear the judges say that they felt touched by our emotion out there because, we were saying this yesterday, that dance can reach so many people, can heal so many people, can help so many people. And it's why all the arts need to be in every child's life, with whether it's, dance, music, theatre, or even I'll stick sport in there as well. But those things can bring emotion out and get them out. It's not just about academics. So, I think that's where dance has been so wonderful and can help so many people.
And have you found, obviously, you've had a terrible year in terms of losing your late husband in May. Have you found that this process is sort of starting to help you heal?
Oh, there's no question about it. I'm not quite sure where I would be at if I hadn't had this opportunity to dance with Johannes. I mean, it has been a horrific year. It was something I never anticipated. This was never meant to be how life was going to be. I thought I had a future with my husband, who'd been together since I was 21, 36 years together, and, and I miss him terribly. I mean, there's no question about it. And I so want to speak to him about what we're doing, and I miss his humour. And I really wish that Johannes had met him, because I feel like they would have got on so well. And he absolutely adored watching Johannes when we used to watch the programme. So, but I think that it's given me a purpose to get up in the morning. And I think with some of the dances that we've done, we've had such an incredible response to particularly our Couples' Choice dance, which was a tribute to Mel.
Destroyed me. It was so beautiful.
Oh, well,
and the
thank
song,
you.
such a lovely song to dance to.
Well, it was. It was a really, a moment that I'll cherish for the rest of my life. But So I don't know. It obviously touched a lot of people, which I didn't anticipate. I don't think either of us anticipated it. And Johannes has coped with a lot of grief himself. So I think that's why we understand each other so well. And
why your bond is what it is.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So...
Can we talk about how you're still 32 as well? Like, it makes literally no sense.
And
you're
also,
ageless.
We should add, when we were getting ready this morning, she walked past to go and get ready, and you look
like a bag of
no. You look so fresh.
Unbelievable.
That's very kind of you. I don't think I did.
No,
Lastly,
trust me, you did.
Is Johannes more Roger Federer or Rafael Nadal? What are we? Have we got the,
do you know
we've got
what?
the calmness,
You
we've
are
got the
both.
fire. Is he both?
No, you are both, which is what we've said. You bring both elements to everything. You can be everything and anything. You mean, honestly, on the first number of Strictly on Saturday, when you came out for the opener, the power that reached that stage was like nothing I've ever experienced. And I wish you could have seen the judges' faces and the other pro dancers when he entered that arena. It was something else, honestly. It's
like, that is
extraordinary.
the sass we all dream of. Like, I think, you know, when I've had a tequila or two on a Saturday night, I think that's what I look like, but I really don't. It's just everything.
The floor was moving. I mean, you've never felt power like it. It's extraordinary.
Johannes, this is making me ask myself some very uncomfortable questions right now. You look unbelievable.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
That's up there. That's up there. Well, thank you.
Thank
you for having us.
Yes.
Strictly Come
Best
Dancing
of
continues BBC One and, of course, on iPlayer on Saturday at 7:30. Good luck. It's a lovely group of people this year.
Well, we're enjoying ourselves, aren't we?
Absolutely,
You can tell.
darling.
You really can.
How lovely is that?
And Sir Cliff's here now.
I know, I can't get over it. It's just incredible. I mean, Sir Cliff, you know, sitting here with you, I'm lost for words, and that's very unlike me.
Come on, you're not, never lost for words.
Cliff Richard,
I
that's
know,
why.
I know. But I remember Living Doll. You weren't born.
I don't know.
You weren't born.
I remember the young ones.
No, I wasn't born either.
That's what's so great about your music, though. So even though I'm not born, I still know the song because you recreate it through time, and that's what I think is so incredible about you. That you can evolve your songs and make them still perfect.
It's obviously there's a lot you can do with technology now.
Yeah.
So, for instance, the new album, my songs, they've taken my voice off, taken the band away, and then put an orchestra underneath it all. And at first I was a little bit worried, but having heard it, I thought it works.
Well, you just sang then. Your new album, you were just singing to the...
We don't talk anymore. Yeah. I can't help it. When I hear that one, I think... Because that's really probably the biggest selling single I ever had. It sold 4 million copies.
Wow.
And you know what? The American record label didn't want it.
Was it down to Elton John?
How dare they?
Did Elton help you?
Elton was a saviour for me because they didn't want Devil Woman or We Don't Talk.
I don't know what they're talking about
said-
in America, do they?
They've got no taste.
And they haven't.
But what Elton did was he said, "Can I have them?" And he had Rocket Records, so he put them both out, and they were both in the top 10 in America. So the EMI America people were not very good for me.
So, Cliff, when we think of you, obviously you spanned the decades and the generations, but I suppose that was it. What was the 80s like? Because did you go into the 80s thinking, I need a new sound? So, you know, for the likes of We Don't Talk Anymore and, you know, Wired for Sound's my favourite, and did you consciously go in thinking, I need to reinvent myself, like Bowie did, or were you just, did it just sort of naturally happen?
Bruce Welch, who was one of the Shadows, is a bit of a tartar, actually, but he was... my manager said, Bruce should produce your next album. So we got together and we both agreed. In fact, basically he said to me, we don't record anything that sounds like Congratulations, Living Doll or Summer Holiday. And when he mentioned Summer Holiday, I was surprised because he wrote it. And he said, no, nothing like that. And so we went in. He had found a song called Miss You Nights, which is the most beautiful ballad. I had been sent Devil Woman, but thinking, will my fans like me doing stuff like this? Turns out they loved it.
But you were 17 when you started.
When I made my first record, I was 17, yeah. And on my 18th birthday, it reached number 4 in the charts, and it got to number 2, but Connie Francis kept me off Horrible.
But when we were just watching you, then you were doing all the hip movements and you were dancing away. You're incredible. How do you manage?
Well, I don't do what I have done in the past. I mean, 25, 30 years ago, I'd be on stage and you'd have like 8 girl dancers, 8 boy dancers, and I'd be doing... I'm not a dancer, but they help me. OK, you do this. I can't do that anymore. In fact, I'm worried to do... If I did it and fell over or something like that, that would be the end. So I keep myself fit. I'm on a regime of eating.
How many meals a day do you have? Because I heard, Little Room, that you only have one a day. Is that true?
I went through a period of one a day, but starting this thing about it's what's right for your blood type.
Yeah.
And so I stick with that. And sometimes now I realise that I'm just not hungry. So I have yogurt maybe, some muesli for breakfast. Come lunch, I'm thinking, no, I don't want to eat it.
Can I come over to your house and stay for a week? Just 1 week, please.
But you've got... the most important thing is that you're here, new book, new record, new album, new everything.
New calendar.
And calendar. And you really are as humble and as kind as you've always been. How do you do that?
I don't know. I mean, I always think that you are a product of your family. And so when I first came into the business, Norrie Paramore, who was the producer, when my record started to get into the charts, he said to me one day, he said, it's going to be good for you, he said, but look, make sure you treat well the people around you on your way up because you're going to meet them on the way down. And it stuck with me, and it's easy. It's much easier to be nice than to say, oh, don't want to do this.
True.
Yeah, it's much easier to do that. So for me, it came easily, and all my band are friends of mine. When we go on tour, we sort of eat together. It's wonderful. I love it.
Did you ever meet Elvis?
Oh, no, I did not. I had one chance through a journalist when I was promoting Devil Woman in the States.
Yeah.
He said, oh, I know Elvis, because he knew that I was influenced. And he said, would you want to meet him? I said, yeah. At the end of the interview, though, I said, can we put it off? Because he'd put on a lot of weight. Oh, right. And I thought, if I'm having a photograph taken with him and it's going to be hanging on my refrigerator, he's got to look good. And I put it off, and of course, then he died.
Should never put it off just because they're a little bit heavier.
No. If anybody if you're a fan of somebody's, you should, if you get the chance to meet them, meet them, even if they've put on weight.
Is that why you don't want me at your house? Anyway, right. OK, so Cliff Richard, the soundtrack to my life. I don't know how you even decide what stories to go for when you've got a memoir like this. 65
well, this was
years.
really the publisher, because the other book was quite successful. I got to #2 in the charts, and I was beaten by a veterinarian.
Oh, no.
And there we go.
But the publisher said, we've got an idea to do, like, pick 30 of your favourite songs. But we went further with it to... not just the songs, but the artists.
Cliff, we've got to stop there because we have to go to Loose Rim with the head full of music, the new album Cliff with Strings, which we just love the sound of, My Kind of Love, both out now on the calendar as well. And the Loose I mean, who better to stay in on a winter's evening than with Sarah Cox? Oh.
Thank you for coming in.
How's it going? Liberal use of the word legend. Thanks, Gary.
You are a legend.
No, bona fide.
What I love the most about you, though, when I listen to you on the radio, you have a plethora of words. What is this about language that you love so much?
I just always have.
Really?
I loved English at school. And then when I started in telly, doing the girlies show, I started doing a bit of writing in that. We used to give an award out each week, and...
Which we won't mention.
Which we won't mention. And I used to write them. Yeah. And I remember the male producers at the time, because I was like 21, they were like, oh, OK, have a go at writing if you like. And I was quite proud of them.
Did you always have books around the house when you were growing up? Was that where'd the love come from?
My mum would always have sort of a chunky book on the go, but normally a bit of a racy one.
Catherine Cookson or
a bit of Catherine Cookson, yes.
My mum was the same. She loved the Catherine.
Did she?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was a real, and I got into...
I honestly don't understand, or I don't know how you read so much, because how many books would you get through in a week?
Well, for the series, for Between the Covers, I've got to get through 12. But audiobooks...
In how long? 12 books in how long?
In about a week. No, not really. in about maybe a couple of months or so, but it's good. You've got audiobooks are amazing.
Did you use audiobooks for that?
Yeah, I love an audiobook. And to get through them, sometimes I'll have them on double speed. To be like, he walked to the corner of the shop, and then the man came out of the shop. Listening, like, I think I've got it, but yeah.
So when they come in, you're like, I tell you, I raced through it. It's breathtaking.
Exactly.
So what is it about sort of some of our biggest names that love talking about books? I think there's a real passion, there's a real ownership to books as well. When you read a book and you know you love a book and you see someone else has read that book, it's almost like a little badge of honour, isn't it?
Yeah, it's love, and I think people love coming on it, and we get some great guests coming on because I think they quite like not talking about themselves and about whatever they're promoting, their film or their album or their play or whatever. They love talking about books because it's just quite unusual for them to be asked about books. So, yeah, they absolutely love coming on. It's a really nice, relaxed chat. We need to get you two on.
We do, we do.
Now I know, because they've asked me a couple of times, but I'm not the quickest reader in the world.
Yeah.
So I just thought, I can't
audio,
read.
go audio.
So I'm going to go audio.
Go audio, you can listen to it in the car.
And you've got to make the time. So people, I think they associate reading with, like, being a bit lazy. But it's not. It's really good for you to relax and to read and to turn your screens off. It's great. Yeah, I'm trying to make reading a bit more like, you know, when you think what box set or what you fancy watching on telly, reading like that. So I have a few books on the go at once. So I've got, like, a couple of autobiographies. I've got like a bit of historical fiction, and depending on what mood I'm in or how much time I've got...
Hold on a minute, you're a multiple reader.
No, to me, before, that was such an alien concept, and before Between the Covers, we'd get guests on, like, Aid Edmondson does this, he'll have a few on the go, and I'd be like, what, you're mad? Yeah. And then you do it, and you're like, oh, yeah, you can dip in, because you don't think, I'm watching one thing on telly, I'm only going to watch that until I finish it. You can just... So you can read whatever
I know, but I haven't committed yet, because my dad's a multiple reader, and I can't get my head around it.
We have to get your dad on then. Simple as that.
That would be amazing.
So does he just have a bag of books?
He's just, man, that's amazing. That man reads all the time, everywhere. My mum will just go out into the shed, and she's like, he's supposed to cut the lawn, and he'll be in there with a book. She's like, oh, busted. Who's your favourite guest?
Well,
you love a bit of Rob Delaney, I hear.
I do love Rob Delaney.
You fell in love with him?
Who doesn't love Rob Delaney?
I mean, come on, look at that face, that lovely big hairy face. You can tell I'd had a cheeky spray tan before that. That's like
Rob Delaney's coming in.
Very animated there, Sarah.
I really am as well. Got a bit of leg out. I'm like, Rob's coming up. I don't want to creep him out because we do want him to come back on the show, but I would like to just be married to him for a day. Nothing fruity. We'd just probably go to home base and then do a dog walk and some DIY and maybe then a roast dinner if you're watching, Rob.
Like Cinderella, you can leave at 12.
Yeah, and just to be married, just to be married for the day and hang out, because I just think he's so funny and lovely. And his wife can hang out with my husband. I've worked it all out. It is creepy.
And what about your own books? So when did you realise because I read your biography, it was great. And then,
Thank you.
But then you've done fiction as well now.
Yeah, so, well, it just felt like a natural progression, really. I loved writing the memoir, and I loved, I loved playing with
what...
I know.
I mean, pick yourself up a bit.
2 times.
Pick it up a bit, yeah.
But ironically, my Throne, my first fiction, my first novel, got kept off the top spot. Got to number 2 in the Sunday Times bestseller, and it was kept off by Bonnie Garmis's Lessons in Chemistry, which I'd been promoting on Between the Covers.
No. It's your fault.
Yeah, so I interviewed her, and I was like, well, it's a good book to be.
We have to talk Bolton, because our very own Vernon Kay is doing the Ultramarathon for Children in Need, doing such a great job.
Do you know the latest total?
Go on.
It's just over 4 million. I just messaged my boss. Yeah,
so good.
Unbelievable for Children in Need.
But you obviously you love to go back to Bolton as well, don't you?
Yeah, occasionally, yeah. I do pop back up there.
You have a favourite place you like to visit up there, is that right?
I love Cars Pasties, which started off, which are incredible. I had them at my wedding reception.
Yeah.
I love the Village Chippy in Little Lever, where I always go.
Did we hear that Chippy might have shut down?
I heard that it... I heard that it had, but I'm hoping that it's not.
We're here to tell you it hasn't. Can we have a little
No
look?
way.
Because as you can see there, we've unveiled Sarah Cox's favourite chippy outside your favourite chippy.
Oh, my God.
It's still there, Sarah.
No way. Oh, my... What's...
Thank you. There we go, Sarah. All for you. Best of luck with the book club.
Oh, my God, that's so... You don't understand how happy my life is made now. Thank you.
Oh, 1 minute.
Oh,
sorry.
oh, hold on a minute.
I don't normally
Who's
take
that?
personal calls. 1 minute. I'm just trying to... Hello? Yeah. OK, 1 second. Does anyone need PPI? We're good. Thank you, bye. I literally was like, not now, darling, I'm on the telly. But there is a reason why we got that phone,
Yes, because it's the TV staple that has been absent from our screens for 7 years. But now the legendary banker and the famous red boxes are back in a brand new series of Deal or No Deal.
Now, before we chat to the brand new host, Mr. Stephen Mulhern, let's have a little look of what we've got to expect.
That's good.
Hello, banker. £100,000. Yeah. Anything's possible. Walk away now if you want. Deal or no deal?
Oh, I love it.
Wow.
It's like the immortal words.
We're ready for this as well, I think.
And it's like had a makeover. It looks like the American version, like it's really
Honestly,
shiny
Noel,
floor.
you're looking well. You really are. You really
Do you know
are.
what? When they said it was coming back, I was like, wow. First of all, I used to love the show. Noel Edmonds, of course, was the king.
He's the Legend. dog.
10 years. He did 3,000 episodes in 10 years. And they said, look, you know, would you be up for it? I was like, well, yeah. And, you know, Kat, listen, we started out in kids' TV, you know, 30 years nearly on the telly. And this, I think, is the one that everyone's going to talk about. Honestly, I cannot wait for it to start because there's ups, there's terrible downs as well.
Yeah.
It's like a roller coaster, and all people want to do is get a chance to win a bit of extra money. But even when you saw there, you wouldn't believe that's a 4 o'clock show.
No.
Every day, starting next Monday.
That's what everyone... I mean, we all love Deal or No Deal. It was on for years. We absolutely love it. For me, I remember growing up, the 2 shows that I loved used to watch was Deal or No Deal and Golden Balls.
Yes,
Bring back Golden Balls. I'm just putting it out there as well, please. Purely because the jeopardy with it. It really is. You are in control of that game.
Yeah, and it's that moment when you say to somebody, look, £10,000 or £17,000, when you're ready for the question, tell me. And it's their choice, it's their game. Yeah. And as soon as you pull that tab, there is no going back.
But it's such a lot of money up for grabs. So just explain to us with the new format. So what money is up for grabs this time?
OK, so the only thing that's changed is the set, all right? So still 22
Looks
players.
great, by the way.
Yeah, so you've got the blues, you've got the reds, there they are on the screen now. And the aim of the game is to try and keep as many of the reds in play, because the more reds you keep in play and eliminate the blues, the higher the offers will go from the banker. And the banker, let me tell you now, he's a new banker.
Who is it? Who is it?
Yeah, you must know.
Come on, don't lie.
I promise now, I swear to you, I promise. I have no idea. They gave me the choice. Do you want to know who the banker is or not? And they were very fair to producers. Do you want to know? And I said, no, because if he becomes a friend...
I agree with you.
Do you? Thank you.
I do.
'Cause if he becomes a friend...
I think I'd be too nosy.
Well, I can't be on the player's side then, because he can be brutal. And I need to stick up for the player because it's their first time on the TV for most of them, and it's their chance to win the money. And when he goes, listen here, just tell him to get out the game. Here's £5,000. But the problem is, when you see £50,000 still in play,
out there,
and 75,000, 100,000, would you take 5,000? It's hard, but at home you go, deal, please deal.
I know, but we've seen it so many times. I remember, I think there was once when it was like the top money and then like 10 pence and the banker's offers come in at like 50 grand. You're like, oh my God, surely you're going to deal. And then you lose. And I mean, I know you're not going to give away too much, but have we had a real roller coaster of outcomes?
Every day, you cannot predict this game, and I love game shows. You know, I do catch...
Shocker, exclusive. Yeah. Stephen Mulhern likes a game show. There's your headline.
But there is that thing, isn't there, where you just go... It's all based on opening a box.
Yeah.
And you randomly get given the box. Not a lot of people know how it works in terms of people say to me, how do they actually pick their boxes if they're random? Well, what happens is at the start of the night before we start filming, our floor manager, Al, will have 22 ping-pong balls, and you put your hand in, whichever ball you get, whichever number, you get allocated the box.
Right.
We've got security on the box all the time. There's only one person who knows where the money is.
Wow.
Oh, I love it.
And how was it following in Noel's footsteps? Because it is such an iconic show. I mean, it's international, it's globally known. How was it?
Well, the thing is, it's the world's most successful game show.
Yes.
Sold to 83 different countries.
Harry Mandel,
Yeah,
in
of course.
States,
And it's huge in the States.
Huge.
They give away millions and millions of pounds.
Yeah.
But to be stepping into Noel's shoes, and he's been so supportive, you know.
Didn't he surprise you about
Yes, he
something?
did. There, you can see he gave me a gotcha Oscar.
What happened?
Well, I was doing a corporate event for a company called EL Productions, and they managed to surprise because the person who was celebrating his birthday knew Noel. And he said to Noel, oh, we've got Steve Mulhern doing his magic act at the show. And they said, well, look, let's surprise him. And it was all sorted out.
Well, we've actually got that moment, I think. Let's have a little look.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're seeing Muldoon totally surprised. He had no idea that I would come here.
I don't know what's going on here. This is freaking me out a little bit.
Stephen, deal or no deal?
Oh, my God, are you winding me up? Is that Noel Edmonds? Oh, my God, it's Noel Edmonds!
I wanted to come along and tell you to your face how pleased I am that you will be doing Deal or No Deal. I think you are going to do a brilliant job.
Oh, it's like being blessed from above.
It's honestly, like passing the baton. Honestly. It's a passing a baton moment.
Yeah, and he was so... He gave me so much advice. We spent about an hour and a half afterwards. And I've got to say, by the way, thank you to Marcus from AI Productions who sorted that surprise out.
That's amazing.
Brilliant.
Thank you very much.
That's brilliant.
Honestly, that's amazing. And these are, it's obviously one of the
This is one of the boxes there, yeah. And look...
What have we won?
What have you got? What have you got? Have you got a close-up on this? Have you got a close-up?
What
Let's have a little look.
What are we going to win? Come on.
What is it? Let's move it round.
Oh, he's done telling me.
Open it up, have a look. Monday, 20th of November, 4 p.m. on ITV1 and ITVX, yes, and STV.
Oh, we've had a lovely time.
And you've got busy old Christmas as well. What else is coming up?
So what you see, bit of catchphrase?
Yeah, we've got Catchphrase Celebrity Special. We've got an In for a Penny special as well, so it's really... Listen, it's just a joy.
Congratulations,
and,
honestly.
by the way, Kat...
Yeah.
Beautiful to see you on the sofa.
Isn't it lovely?
Oh,
Isn't it lovely to see her? And she smells handsome and all.
Yeah.
She does. Yeah, it's always nice. Stephen, honestly, congrats, mate, because you were perfect for this.
Thank you.
Monday the 20th?
Next Monday,
Next
4
Monday.
o'clock.
Next Monday it's out.
ITV1.
Good luck with the series. Can't
Thank you
wait
very
to watch
much.
it.
Thank you,
Genuinely,
everyone.
really, really can't.
We have someone here who has the power to make you look like a million. He's already been talking to her about getting stuff shipped to his house.
We've been talking shop. She built a world-renowned cosmetics business, and it's one of the most recognised names in the beauty industry. She is here with us now. The wonderful Bobby Brown joins us. Bobby, how are you?
I'm excellent. So nice to see you guys.
It's so lovely to see you.
Yes, absolutely. Now, tell me, let's go back to the beginning. When did you first want to be in makeup? What made you want to be in?
You know, when I was in college, I didn't want to go to college, and my mother said, do something that you love. And I said, I love makeup, and I didn't want to go to beauty school. I found a college that let me design my own degree in theatrical makeup.
And that was it?
And that was it. I haven't turned back since.
You make it just sound so easy, though.
I might go and do it now.
Yeah, totally.
It just sounds like that. But, Bobby, I mean, your name is so renowned in the cosmetics industry. Every department store you go in, we see the name Bobby Brown. But this all started just with a few lipsticks.
Yes.
10 in Bergdorf Goodman.
It started with 10 lipsticks.
And so explain to us what you did with those lipsticks.
Well, I was a makeup artist my entire career, and when I came into the industry, it was the 80s with crazy, crazy colored makeup, and I didn't like it. And I just started doing makeup the way I thought people looked better. And I kind of somehow turned everything into the natural nude look. And lipsticks, I wanted lipsticks to look like lips. So I started with 10 lipsticks and then built this brand, sold the brand, and left the brand and started a new brand. So here I am.
So when you started with the 10 lipsticks in Bergdorf's, how many did you expect to sell, and then how many did you sell, and were you shocked?
Yeah, I've been shocked my entire career. We thought we would sell 100 the first month, and we sold them the 100 the first day.
100 the first day?
Yeah, and all I did is invite my editor friends, my model friends, and we were just on a table. We didn't even have a counter.
Didn't even have a counter?
Yeah, we were a small indie beauty brand before they knew the term.
You were like the lemonade stall in the big boy area.
Yeah, totally.
But you completely just went to town with the lipstick.
Yeah.
But I think that was also because of this amazing career you had at the same time. I mean, you were working for Vogue, you were working with there's the very famous cover that you did with Naomi and Patrick de Marchelier.
Yeah, it's been a very long, interesting career, and I've learned everything along the way.
And what's been a highlight for you? Because I also think that is market research at its very best, essentially. If you're creating a product...
Well, you did something very different. You, like you said, in the 80s, it was all about the crazy hair, the crazy makeup, blue lips, red lips.
Right.
But you made the natural look what we now know and love today.
I wasn't trying to be a disruptor.
No.
I just, honestly, everything I do is common sense. I just thought people looked better when they look like themselves. And I don't like to change people. I like people the way they are. I just like to make them look better.
And you sold Bobbi Brown, the company, to Estee Lauder. But when you hear that, when you hear of entrepreneurs selling their business like L'Oreal or Lauder or someone like that, the big groups, you don't think of the personal side of it, but actually you had quite a personal connection with Lauder, didn't you?
Well, I stayed 22 years as an employee. And when I left, it was time to go. I probably should have gone sooner. And I had no idea what I was going to do. I had just turned 60 years old. And
I'm sorry, what?
I am 66 right now.
Can we not, please?
I
can't deal with it.
No, but the point is, and I want everyone to know, I started this makeup company when I was in my early 60s. And I didn't know if it was going to work or not work. Jones Road. Jones Road. So, you know, it's my second act.
That's where you are now.
That's where I am now.
You're doing it all over again.
Right.
Well, because this is the whole thing with it. It's like you're a bit like Diane von Furstenberg in a way, because she essentially created this massive line and this massive business, sold it, and then came back around again for round two. Why aren't you sitting on a deserted island somewhere drinking Caprinias and...
Because
I don't even know what she just said, but I want to go.
No, I get really bored. I'm really curious. I get bored. I like creating things. I like helping people, and I'm not done. I have a lot to teach. I want to teach people that things are possible, that you could feel good, and don't waste negative energy and just be positive.
And why Jones Road? Why that name?
Because I needed a name for that day, because I wanted to launch Jones Road the day my 25-year non-compete was up, and if I didn't choose a name, I wouldn't be able to do it. I found it on Waze, and in my head, I found it on Waze, my head went down, I said, Jones Road, my husband said, I love it, and it reminded me, it sounded like it was a bespoke English brand. And
it sounds very British.
I'm an Anglophile. I mean, it's a little embarrassing, and there's Jones Road.
So you went to Jones Road.
Well, I saw it on our drive, and then I found it later, and we went there and took a picture.
And so for you, I mean, you spoke about the non-compete. So just for those who don't understand, when you've sold the company, you've signed a clause to say, you've sold your name, obviously.
But my name for cosmetics. I can't help it. I'm still Bobbi Brown.
Yeah, exactly. Of course you are.
Yeah.
This is Bobbi Brown, guys.
Joe Malone,
so Jones Road, that's taken off. So what's the vision you've got for that? Because obviously your vision with the original Bobbi Brown line was the natural look and
it's very different. This is even more natural. This is like, it's makeup that's really easy. It's a clean brand, but that's not what I promote. What I really promote is makeup that really is effective. You're able to line your eye quickly with the dark line. You're able to put foundation and Miracle Balm on and just make yourself look so much better.
It's
instantly.
So glowy. It makes your skin almost look luminous.
Right, because you know how a lot of makeup you put on and it flattens everything? I like to lift everything. So this just gets nice and lifted.
And you've worked with some incredible people over the years as well. Who have been some of the people that have really stood out?
I mean, there's been so many memorable. I've worked with Michelle Obama. I got to do Dr. Biden's makeup for inaugurations. But one of my most memorable was actually in the UK. I did Loren Scott's fashion show, and our makeup test at night had Sir Mick discussing what the makeup should look like.
Wow.
So you and him came up with the idea for the show.
I'm fine with this.
I would like to be a fly on that.
I feel like we need a 3-part ITVX special on this.
It was one of those like pinch me moments, like where are my friends from high school, right? Like how cool was that?
Well, look, Bobbi, we can't have you here without some tips
No, we
because
can't.
I don't tell everyone. The public don't know this, but I am partial to a little bit of makeup myself. Sometimes I put a little bit of this on.
No, you wear makeup?
No, I just look like this in the morning. But we need some tips and tricks.
We do, and we've actually got some footage of you applying some makeup to one of our models earlier this morning.
Yes, we filmed this morning, and what I am doing is showing her the face pencils, how when you pick a color that disappears, it's the right color. And mostly, people complain they look tired. Probably they are tired. But we applied a lighter color pencil under the eyes to brighten it, and I showed how to do this. And if you happen to be anywhere near London, the only place you can get Jones Road is in Liberties.
Right, OK, I love those.
Oh, you're doing well for yourself, Bob. You're doing well for yourself. You're in Liberties.
Old school.
Yeah.
She's luxury.
She's
Luxury old school.
She's Bobby, it's such a pleasure to meet you, really. Your story's so incredible. I can't wait for the hordes of Jones Road that's going to be waiting in my dressing room.
The balm is...
Really can't wait.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
for
Bobby.
having me. And Bobby has filmed some exclusive makeup looks for us this morning, which will be live on our social channels later. You'll be tuning in, won't you? Right, follow that.
Leanne is joining us now and has been for the last 5 items. Leanne,
I've enjoyed it.
Good to see you.
Such good food. You guys are so fun.
You just rocked up early and come.
Yeah, why not?
It's so nice that you just.
I love it when guests just come in.
Yeah, so real.
Do stuff.
Now,
so let's talk about this one. The story so far coming to London's O2 Arena for one night only. We are very annoyed about this.
One night only.
On May the 8th, 2024. Why one night only? We need you for longer than one night
I
only.
mean, we were supposed to play over here in 2020. Of course, that didn't happen. And we've kind of been getting back on our feet as a touring artist in the States now. And we thought if we were going to come over here, we might as well do it with a bang. One night, everybody come to the O2. It's going to be a great night.
At least you're coming, that's what I
Yes.
say. I'm grateful for that one night. What can we expect? What can fans expect?
Like you said, 30 years of music we have to pull from.
Yeah, how do you choose?
Oh, it's hard. It is, but, you know, of course, people are going to hear the hits. But I love to going on social media and having people, just asking people what they want to hear. So we like to take requests. So I'll have the fans help me put together the set list a little bit. It's going to be good.
When you ask your fans, do they come back with, like, really, like, a really obscure B-side?
They can, yeah, absolutely. And it's great, because I like to hear people's stories with the songs, and they always offer that up, which I love. So you know when you're... You know, some of the stories really, like, grab my heart, and I have to play these songs for people because, you know, they're seriously invested, so...
You've always got the bangers, right? But there's some...
Yeah, you always have the bangers,
It's so
but-
lovely for you to know, like, you write
People
an
actually
album
listen to an
track.
album. Yeah, it's nice. No, that's what I love about coming over here is I feel like people are seriously invested in, like, the whole project. And, I mean, a lot of people make singles. I truly make an album. I still do. Like, I really want people to listen from front to back as a full story.
I'm interested into your rituals before a big tour and concerts. And apparently you bring something very interesting to each stadium. Is that right?
Yeah, so I've never, on my writers, which people usually ask for some weird stuff backstage, I've never asked for anything strange, but recently I started asking for a rocking chair. Because when I'm home, when I warm up my voice, I sit on this, like, bouncy exercise ball because it just keeps my body loose and it helps me not think about anything. And I was like, well, maybe they could supply me with a rocking chair. That's the next best thing. And it's great. It's so good. It's so relaxing.
But this has taken off because there's
It
Rate My
has.
Rocking Chair.
It has. We decided to do a series on my socials called Rate My Rocker. And
love
I
it.
rate every rocker every night. Yeah, people do love it.
Where's been the best rocker you've had of all time?
Oh my gosh. I actually have one at home that my dear friend actually created by hand and carved, and it's so beautiful,
I do. Let's have a look at Rate My Rocker.
Oh my God.
Rate my rocker! Not very comfortable. It is doing the job tonight. I'm gonna give this one a 4. This thing is awesome. I'm giving this one an 8. This is my rocker for tonight, and it's creaky. I like the white. It's my color. I mean, I give it a 6. I'm gonna give this one an 8 for flair. I was gonna give it a 4, but I'm gonna give it a 5. I'm gonna give the people here a 10 for getting it, but I'm gonna give the rocket chair a 5.
I mean, let's
you
not
love
even
your
go there
rock
with the
Titillating
tone-on-tone
stuff right there.
outfits, which we're loving. So, you love a rocking chair. We love a rocking chair. We thought, well, you know, you've been very kind. You haven't put a rider on, you know, this morning.
We want her to rate our rocking
Exactly.
chair.
So we've got a rocking chair for you to rate. If you would please, Leanne, if you'd stand up.
Oh
you
my
stand up.
goodness.
And we have the lovely art team.
That
wonderful
is
stuff.
The most
incredible.
incredible art team.
This
They
is
are.
like
comes
this is like a
Katie.
12.
Chris and Katie, thank you so much. Oh, look at this.
And so
It's got your name on it.
sparkly.
Oh my God, this has got to be the
Yes.
best rocker you've ever had.
Oh my God, I'm so happy right now. You guys just made my whole
what's
day.
it like? Is the height right? Have we done everything okay?
You have, and it's very festive.
It's got your
I love
name
the
on
purple
it.
has my
It's
name.
Wisteria or something on it, isn't it
Did everybody
lovely?
see that?
Wisteria.
It's really nice. Great
Yes.
work.
Well,
done.
Thank you
You can do
guys.
the rest of the interview right there.
I am. Don't worry.
Here's the album. Go on, show it off.
Tell us about this.
That's God's Work. That's my latest record. It came out last year. And actually today there is a resurrected version. There's a couple of songs that we have done new versions of. Innocent with this beautiful quartet, the Orchid Quartet, and then Imagine with Love we did with 3 gay men's choirs, San Francisco, Sydney, and somewhere else. Somewhere else. I can't think right now. I'm jet lagged. Please help me.
Don't worry.
But the gay men's choirs are so beautiful.
But I see the collaborations with Ziggy Marley, great band. I love Ben Harper. You've collaborated with so many people. You've done, you know, Elton, Ronan, Ryland.
Yeah, Ryland's obviously my favorite.
Well, exactly.
Obviously.
Is there anyone you love to collaborate with going forward?
Yeah, I'm a huge Florence Welch fan. So I would love to do something with her. We have the same birthday, so I think we'd get along well. She doesn't know we're doing that yet, but she's going to now.
Is there anything you'd like to say to her down the camera? Just let her know.
Yes, please. I would love to sing with you. It'd be amazing.
How does it make you feel that you inspire so many, though? I know Taylor Swift?
Taylor Smith. She's a new artist.
Taylor Swift has spoken about the fact that, you know, you inspired her so much. And I think, can you even remember some of your concerts?
Yeah, she used to come to my concerts when she was little with signs. I mean, we're not that far apart in age, which is crazy. I just started as a fetus, so that's what happens when you start so young. But yeah, she's done so well, and it's amazing to see all of these young acts that I've inspired. It's kind of wild.
It's amazing.
Where did you start? What was the origin? Was country just played around your house all the time? Was it kind of...
music was played around my house. Like, my dad raised me on classic country and classic rock. My mom raised me on Motown. Like, my godmother raised me on classical and Broadway show tunes. So I was, like, across the board. In Texas.
Yeah.
And I grew up in Mississippi till I was 6, and then mostly Texas.
Yeah.
Then a tour bus. Then I grew up on a tour bus.
Forever and ever.
Liam, when did you realise that your childhood was not like any other?
You know what? Not until I had my stepsons around. They were 2 and 6 when they were first in my life, and I remember the oldest one turning 11. That's the year I signed my record deal, I was 11. And I looked at him, and it really caught me off guard for the first time. I realized, oh my gosh, like, I was doing things at his age that were so adult. And for me, it was very normal back then, but now having these 2 young kids around and actually them having like a very normal childhood, I started to realize how strange mine was.
Wow.
Yeah.
And lastly, before we let you go, we've heard that you've sampled much of our cuisine, including the infamous Nando's.
Oh, yes.
What heat did you go for?
Well, I do like the lemon and herb because I have to be really careful with my voice. I can't do a lot of things spicy.
Can't be doing that extra.
Yeah.
We need to get you up to medium,
Well,
at least.
if I'm not singing on one of those days, I do have medium. The garlic medium thing, so good. So good, my favourite.
The Story So Far coming out London's O2 Arena, one night only on May the 8th, 2024. Tickets on sale from today.
Thank you. Can I pack it?
I'm in. Jensen joins us now. Jensen, thanks a million for coming in. So, I remember this so vividly because this team kind of came from the ashes and won the championship. It was when Formula One really excited me when I was watching it. Where did the idea of the documentary come from?
It wasn't me, but I...
Congratulations on making it.
Exactly. But, yeah, I was called up by Keanu Reeves and his team. And said,
must have been a weird call.
Yeah, slightly. And, you know, would you like to meet for lunch? You want to talk about
go for lunch with him?
The Brawn year and whether we can make a documentary about it. It's like, amazing. So, yeah, everything fell into place. And I have to say, I mean, the story's already there, right?
Yeah.
The team that was bought for £1 has this massive high of winning lots of races at the start of the season, and then it hits the floor and we're struggling, and then we win the championship at the end. Oh, I've just given it away.
Do you still get excited watching the documentary to know what's going to happen, even though you know what's going to happen?
Excited. The thing is, when you look at it on a piece of paper, it's like, that's never going to happen. You know, it's the Hollywood movie that isn't realistic.
Yeah.
But it did happen. But when you're living in it, nowhere near as fun as watching it because it was so stressful that season. But I have to say that, you know, with Keanu Reeves doing all of the interviews with everyone, you kind of open up a little bit. And, you know, when Keanu asks you a question, you answer it.
So I didn't know he was a massive fan of Formula One at all. When did you know that beforehand?
He's been to a few races, but I think he was asked the question, you know, have you heard about this 2009 season where this team was bought for £1 and they went on to win the championship? And he's like, sorry, what? And, you know, his creative juices started flowing and, yeah, and he came up with this idea.
Because when the team was bought for £1, And did you think, I'm going to stay with it, presumably under contract, but you're going to stay with this team? Did you have any idea that you were going to be that year was going to be as successful as it was?
No. No. I mean, I tried to get out of it.
Did you?
But yeah, because, I mean, the team didn't look like it was going to exist.
Yeah.
So I asked around, and my manager spoke to Christian Horner about a drive at his team and the junior team, and they said, no, you know, it's all the contracts are done.
Yeah.
So then it's like, OK, well, let's work hard to make this happen. And we found some people that were interested in owning the team, but I don't think it would have worked out that way. And Ross coming in and actually buying the team for £1 with his leadership, it's a big reason why this worked out. But, you know, we had to cut and shut the car as well. The car was made to work with one type of engine, and then we had to go and plead for somebody to give us an engine to put in the back to fit it in the car.
Because you forget the legacy of this team has gone on really to be the Mercedes team, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's where
So
Mercedes
what happened then? So Honda pulled out and you were left with literally in chaos, the whole team. So 600 people were about to be made redundant.
700 people.
700 people.
In the team, which is mad in itself, right, to build 2 racing cars to go racing.
Yeah.
And Honda owned the team at that time. So they pulled out and they took their engines with them. We still had the car itself and the aerodynamic package. I mean, there's a lot of money that was spent on this car. It's not a fluke that we were competitive in 2009, but then we had to get another engine, and the guys did an amazing job of fitting it together, went testing. We were quickest at the first test that we did, and everyone had been testing for days before that. So that's when it clicked, and you know, we thought we've got something special.
It must be the most exciting when you're in a season where you know you've got a shot of winning the world title. It must, because we look at it now, and wrongly we presume it's a relatively easy thing to do, right? Because it isn't. And I've been to races, I've been to pole position, and you're a fan as well. It's so hard. It takes so much out of you, and this is kind of like meeting between car and man, but when you're there and you can see it, like, I've got a shot of winning this. Do you remember that fondly now?
It makes it worse. Because you put so much pressure on yourself, because you think, this might be my only chance of reaching my dream that I've had since I was 8 years old. And everything was going so well at the start of the year, winning races. But then when you're winning, everything else is a failure. And you see that with Max Verstappen, how annoyed he gets when they're not quite quick enough. And you put so much pressure on yourself. And then when it does dip off, it just spiraled for me. Mentally, I struggled with it massively. I wasn't in the right frame of mind, and it took a long time to get out of that rut. And it took people around me, including my late father, to really help me win this title. So.
Wow. Can I just ask a quick question with regards to the actual documentary? Because it doesn't just follow stuff on the track, does it? It's stuff behind the scenes. Did you learn quite a lot that you didn't know?
That's a good point. I did. Because when you're in the moment, you're just focused on your job, getting the job done. But there was so much going on behind the scenes, where the team didn't have any money and we were owed money by Bernie Eccleston. And, let's not go there. And then you had FOTA, which was all of the teams wanting to break away from Formula One and start their own categories.
Wow.
So
just
there's
really
so
quickly,
much going on.
because we've only got 30 seconds left. I know you've ridden NASCAR, but can you tell us what you're going to do next? Because you are going to drive again, aren't you?
Tell us the exciting news.
Well, it's not exclusive, I'm sorry to say, but exactly. But I will be racing next year in endurance racing, and for me, that's where it's at. I love that team atmosphere, fighting for
Le Mans
victory.
and stuff.
Le Mans.
Amazing.
It never leaves you.
Jensen, thank you, mate. All episodes of Brawn, the Impossible Formula One story, will be available on Disney Plus on Wednesday, the 15th of November. Thanks,
Jensen. George is joining us now.
Hey,
so
George.
Good to see you. How
I'm
are
in
you?
character.
I love it. Obviously, we're going to talk about this a
Do you
little
want
bit
to try
later.
it on? It's quite heavy.
I've never tried it.
It's like Liberace, this one.
We should talk about it now, because this is all because you're doing Panto, aren't you?
Yeah,
You're doing Peter Pan.
I'm doing Captain Hook.
I wonder who you're playing.
Yeah.
You're playing Hook.
Have you ever done Panto before?
No, never.
It's exciting.
Ever.
You're
you know
gonna
what?
love it,
I went to. And I've done 6 shows. I've already done it, but I went to see Julian Clary in Panto last year.
Isn't he good?
Great,
It's amazing. And
Is it
I've never
Jack and
been
the
before.
Beanstalk?
Never been before.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And then sort of when you're in it, it's the kids that make the Panto.
Yeah.
'Cause I get booed. It's amazing.
But also, you make so many friends with the cast and crew and the people in front of house and behind. It's just such a lovely thing to do.
It is. Yeah.
It's so
On
good
this
to
back.
see you.
Yeah. Thanks,
No,
buddy.
you're like, I'll steal it.
It's quite warm as well. Let's talk about Karma. It's your brand new book.
Yes.
It's the 3rd memoir. I didn't know it's 3 memoirs.
Yeah, there's one called Take It Like a Man, and there's one in the middle. I can't remember the name of it. Don't read that. Read the Bible.
Get that
Bhagavad
close up.
Gita or anything like that. And this is more like sort of a mixture of the two, more balanced, I think.
More balanced.
Do you wish almost like this is the first one you'd written, because you're writing this from a man that's lived, you've had your whole life, and...
No, I don't regret sort of anything I've done, because that's pointless.
Yeah.
But definitely learn from it, definitely learn from it. I mean, because, we always... It's good to say what we do, but it's better to do what we do.
Yeah.
I think the difference between me back then and now is that I actually do all the things that I used to say I did.
You actually do it now.
I do meditate, I do chant, I do all those things, I do affirmations. I'm very involved in that now, whereas before I talked about it. I said, I'm really spiritual.
Second book was like, I'm really getting
I didn't realise it was a doing thing. I thought it was just something you said.
The thing is, you're not joking, because we got a little glimpse into that in the fact that when we saw you in the jungle, you did meditate, you did chant.
Yeah.
And what do you get from doing that? What is it for you? Does it just calm you and put you on a level pegging?
In the jungle, the most amazing thing, when we went into those trials where I had to put my hand into the thing, you're not allowed to look, they don't look, so you put your hand into the snake. I was like, many pardon me, I was doing all this, and it worked.
And it worked?
It worked, because what happens is it takes you out of that fear of the moment, because that's what they're working with in there.
Yeah.
It's the sort of energy and the
Didn't
fear.
you?
Well, there was just so many times when when I was chanting in the morning, I was doing it in the treehouse. They made out I did it all day long, which was rubbish. And also, I didn't wake anyone up. That's just rubbish. There was this creature that kept squawking, and everyone thought it was me. I was like, that's not me.
It wasn't you at all.
Why would they have thought that? But because I remember I saw you on Graham Norton last week, and you sort of you said I sort of couldn't believe I was in there as well, and that's what we thought when we saw you in there. So did you enjoy the experience overall in the jungle?
Not at the time. I think a lot of things in life are hindsight, aren't they? You go, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. But actually, what did I get out of it? And I think that's a lot with me. One of my greatest traits, if you like, is that I just forget things. I walked out of the jungle, I was like, oh yeah, I was just in there, and I forgot all about it. I couldn't wait to go. They told me not to eat. I ate everything. I had 65 pizzas. Nothing happened. I was like, I'm going to be fine. But once I was out there, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I put myself through it, because I like clean. I love very tidy. I was washing up, and
I like the fact that you put yourself to the test and you went through it. Obviously, we've got loads of celebrities going to do it. I did it. I didn't enjoy it, I'll be honest with you, because I went in halfway through, so everyone was established.
No salt. I mean, what's that about?
Salt. Well, we had the salt because we had Gillian McKeith. She had salt in her knickers.
I know.
And we used to season up the rice.
Salt in her knickers?
She brought salt and
she smuggled
seasoning.
in salt?
Yeah, but you know what? It elevated the rice.
Always. But
no, of course.
It was amazing.
I mean,
but did anyone know that she got salt?
Yeah,
she got found out,
Did
and they confiscated everything.
Wow.
But let's talk.
So that's going to be in there for a long time.
Let's talk about this book, because it documents your childhood to present.
Yeah.
And you dedicated it to your late mum.
And my dad and my brothers as well, yeah.
Do you think she would have liked it?
Oh, my God. My mum, even up until when she was 84, she always wanted to come everywhere. If I said I'm going to Australia, she goes, let me go. And I'll say, Mum, you can't go. She goes, why? Put me in the back of the plane, I'll be fine.
She used to love it all.
She just always, she's Aquarian, she just loved going places, and she just, always said yes. You know, if she wasn't in the mood, she weren't moved, if she wasn't in the mood to go out, it was like, no, leave me alone, do my crossword. But when you said something exciting was happening, my mum was always in.
I love the relationship with your dad as well, because, it was obviously kind of complex, but I love when you came out, this is such a sort of tender thing for your dad to do. You just went, no, I used to wear pink shirts back in the day.
I remember my dad going getting my shoulders and going, these are all yours, and I used to put socks in my shoulder t-shirts. I was like, well, they're not really. That's about £6 socks.
Going back, do you ever think about how you was a trailblazer, though? Going back in the day, you've got this butch guy, he's gay, the things he used to wear.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think about it. I think when you're 19 or 20, you're like, you just don't understand why anyone cares. It's like, why do you care what I'm wearing? I still feel like that. I mean, to do with sexuality or anything, I just think, why do you care? It's got nothing to do with you. You haven't got to do it. Leave it to the experts. Do you know what I mean?
It's so true.
I think that, when you melt it all down, I grew up in sort of a very multicultural city, and that shaped who I was, So growing up in South East London, I had so many cultures around me, Indian culture, Jamaican culture, every kind of person. And my dad used to have United Nations. Our kitchen in the morning was just full of rastas. Like, people making comments about the way I looked. I had to get up in the morning to make a cup of tea and there'd be like a load of guys going, oh, I like your hair colour and all this. He was like, oh, leave me alone. That was my life growing up. You know, my dad was Aquarian as well, and he just loved... My dad was like the Pied Piper.
That's great.
Everyone loved my dad. Everyone followed him. Everyone knew him. You couldn't go out without someone shouting out my dad's name.
And
It's
it's just such an exciting time to be in music in the 80s as well. And
Yeah.
like starting out the Blitz Club and all around that way, and the amount of acts that were in there with you. I remember watching that great Spandau Ballet documentary. Like, did it feel like it was a turning point, that kind of post-punk
Do you know
era?
what's funny? Because obviously a lot of that music I appreciate more now.
Yeah.
At the time, it's like competition, hate them all. I was like, oh, I did it first. You know, all that sort of stupid, like, wanting to be the only gay person in the charts, couldn't stand any other gay person. Like, you know, just couldn't understand that there was room for everyone.
You have grown, haven't you?
Yeah, we have.
You have
But
grown.
I think rock and roll is quite hostile.
Yeah.
I think that's what I've learned over the years. You know, like, you think you meet someone who's a musician, you're going to get on with them, but it's, you know, they're just people.
They're just
Do you know what I mean? It's interesting. I think as I've got older, I realised, like, often the most interesting person in the room isn't someone that looks outrageous, isn't the drag queen, it's someone's mum, Auntie June at the wedding, you know,
Yeah,
someone you go and
yeah.
sit and
That's
talk to
so
them and you go,
true.
oh, my God, I thought I knew everything. So I think that's the difference. I've always been interested. Even when I was a kid, I loved older people. I was never, like, hate the world, and I was always being told to butt out of
They've always
everyone's
got good
conversation.
stories, though. The older generation,
for sure.
they've got good stories. Some amazing stories in there. Who the people that you've met, Madonna, Princess Diana took a liking to you, didn't she? What was it? Do you reckon she liked?
Well, I've been through, you know, obviously I had my really public drug addiction.
Yeah.
I'd got clean. I went to this event at the Hippodrome. I was with my mum. My mum was a real royal. I wasn't particularly... I mean, you know, it's like theatrical. To me, it's like a reality TV show.
Yeah.
But my mum loved the royals and she loved the Queen. So I met Diana and I said, will you meet my mum? And she was like, oh, yeah. And obviously, I put her on the spot. She couldn't say no.
Everyone was watching.
So my mum sat with her for like 20 minutes and my mum loved it.
20 minutes?
What a moment for your
she was
mum.
Very sweet to her.
Great
so
moment for your
lovely.
mum.
She loved it. My mum was wearing this gold, like, sequin top. I was like, there she is over there, and it was so hilarious.
It's unbelievable.
George, what was it like when Culture Club like hit and suddenly you're doing so well? It must have been such a weird time in the music industry because they can't. I guess the record execs can't really pigeonhole you. They can't tell you what to do. You're selling too many records. You're too valuable to them. But I guess they didn't really know what to make of you.
I think in the end, though, you know, it's studio or working, you're starting going to parties, and it's like, oh, everyone wants my photo, and you forget why you do what you do.
Yeah.
I think, actually, you know, I enjoy being Boy George now more than I did at the top. You know, at the right height of it, it was a nightmare. But now I love it.
Because you get it, don't you? You get
I
the
get
whole
it. 'Cause,
process.
well, there's nothing to care. That's what I get.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, it's like, you know, you signed up for this, so you might as well enjoy it. So I would say to everyone, like, it doesn't matter. It shouldn't be like, you know, getting ready for the show. I used to get so wound up. Now I'm like literally people coming in, you know, chilling, chanting, whatever. I try to enjoy every bit of it. Every bit of it. Not just, you know, the gig, but all of it. You know, it's
And
all
you're
fun.
helping so many people. There's so many Boy George tribute acts. I lived with one for a whole year. You remember Jason?
Yes.
He was incredible. How do you feel about them making money off you?
I don't mind, really. I think it's good. It's like people sometimes say, like, people who get autographs, they say, oh, they're like bootleggers. I'm like, I don't care. They're being enterprising. I admire anyone that, like, gets off their bum and does a job, you know, and obviously, when I see someone trying to be me, I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Not as good as me.
Of course, you know, I was thinking, they haven't quite got the look right, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's great that people can go out and make a living out of being me. That's insane. And I can do it as well.
But I love, also, I think you're an inspiration. I don't want to sound like a beauty queen, but I think you're an inspiration because you are clean and sober. You've been clean and sober so long, and you're still doing what you do, and you know, and you're getting the most out of every day. And that, for me, is like, we've all got mates that have been there, and that, for me, is like...
Absolutely, you know, and... You know, I've been in so many situations where I'm like, this isn't my life. What have you done? You know, so, you know, I've always kind of... I think I'm more ambitious now. And I don't mean like in a sort of get out of my way that way, but I feel like, you know, there's so many great opportunities and you can sit around moaning about everything, can't you? And there's like everything's... People say, oh, you work so hard. I'm like, I don't think of what I do as work.
Yeah.
I don't get stressed out about it. I was just in New York 2 days ago. I was in the studio yesterday working on a track with Stuart Price, a track I wrote 40 years ago.
No.
I found this old song and I was like, let's try and redo it.
This is your 60 songs for...
This is a separate thing for a movie that's
61.
coming up, but I was like, oh, this is amazing, and I went back and found these lyrics, because I do top lines, so I write the words and the melody, like sort of Bernie Taupin, that's what I do. So, yeah, so I've been looking back at sort of, you know, what inspired me when I was 17, like, what was I thinking? I used the word devil a lot when I was 17.
Did you?
Yeah.
What's the word of the day now? What do you use now?
The word of the day now? There
What's
isn't
your
one.
word? Because I know that book was not going to be called Karma, was it?
It wasn't. I wanted to call it something...
Oh, God.
I wanted to call it
like
and
witches.
another thing or something
It's like
like...
witches. It sounds like witches.
Oh, I wanted to call it bitchy but soulful.
There we go.
That's the one.
Bitchy but soulful.
Way to eke out of him.
And you're off to Broadway soon.
Yes, I'm off to Broadway doing Moulin Rouge. And I knew I was doing it, which is why I was like excited about doing Peter Pan, because I thought that's going to get me ready, you know, for like work.
Yeah.
I went to see Moulin Rouge and I was like, oh my God, that's a lot.
Boy, George, it's such a pleasure to meet you, honestly. Karma is out.
It is.
I can't wait to read the whole thing.
Audiobook's really funny.
Oh, I'll do that.
There's extra bits on that.
There he is.
Thanks, George.
Put it
Extra
in there.
bitchiness on the audiobook.
Thank you, George.
Thank you.
Now, it was the feud that took the country and the world by storm, Rebecca Vardy versus Colleen Rooney.
In what began with a bombshell tweet, it sparked one of the biggest tabloid scandals in recent years and ended with a high court battle like no other.
Now, in a new explosive documentary, Colleen shares her side of the story for the very first time. Hot on the heels of the new series, Colleen has also released a new autobiography called My Account. So to tell us all about it, Colleen joins us now.
Hi.
And do you know what's interesting? I've watched the show and I thought it was brilliant. And actually, it must, after all of this time, it almost became social media's story, the world's story. We've spoke about it on the news on this show several times. And everybody else had their bit to say. It must have been quite refreshing to go, hang on a minute, this is how it went from my side.
It's exactly that. That was, you know, you hear people say what they think or what, you know, what went on in their account. However, it was my story to tell, and that was where I took my time. I don't rush into things, so it did take time, and then it felt like the right time to do the documentary and also the book as well, just to answer the questions that people wanted to hear, and that was missing in the story that everyone thought that went on as well.
How are you? Because I'd imagine if all that pent up and all that information and just to let it go, how does it feel?
Oh, so good. It was just like a massive cloud being lifted. It was just a niggle there. You know, when you just tried to forget about it, it was just constantly there. I've never been involved in a court case before, and I would never wish it on my worst enemy. It was so draining. It was horrible. And it just took time away from my personal life and, you know, being with the kids. It was just constantly there, and it just drained me.
And I can imagine, like you said before yourself, that you're not one to rush into things. And, you know, I definitely learnt that watching the show, that you really took your time. You really sort of... It was considered, right? You really thought this through. I can imagine to sort of sit on that is quite hard, and you almost must come obsessed with it to a degree.
Yeah, I think keeping things in is a coping mechanism of mine. It always has been. If you watch the documentary, you'll see my mum say, that is how I've gone about life.
How you deal with it.
Until I need to tell someone, or I've got, you know, I'm 100% on something, I will then, you know, let loose and tell it. However, I don't like to put a burden on anyone else. I don't like to trouble people with my worries when they've got their own worries in life. So I try and deal with it as much as I can until either I crack it or I've just had enough and just need to say it.
See, this is what's so fascinating about the book, because it actually reads like a detective novel. Because the investigations you do on your own, no help at all. Where did you learn to do that?
I know, it's mega, isn't it?
I just kind of step people through the process and how you did it all, because it was very delicate, very, very subtle, but it worked.
Yeah, there was no investigation to it. It was just, you know, nailing down, why would someone be doing this? Why? What would they get from it? How are they doing it? And obviously, I've been in the public eye for 20 years now. I do know how the press works in ways, and I've learned over the years, you know, how people in the public eye do work as well with the press. So that is what I got down to in the end. And it was, you know, I just come across the thing on, had my story on Instagram. I thought maybe that could work. And
so you blocked everybody out from your Instagram except from Rebecca Vardy. So you knew she had to be the source of the stories. There was no other way to go, but that took a while to break it down.
It was from a story, yeah. It wasn't. It was the stories. So it was just the stories I was putting up, and they were the stories that appeared in the national newspaper.
And I think that's what's probably hard to sort of crack, because yes, it's more that, you know, it's come from that account versus a person, because, you know, there could be people in that account that aren't necessarily her, but it all kept sort of heading back down that same route, didn't it?
So that was what the court case was, and obviously the programme, I wanted to set it straight that, you know, this is how it happened, what went on while it was going on, and then the outcome at the end, which, you know, went my way, which was fantastic, and I was pleased with, but I was just so happy to get it all over with.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet, and when you're doing this, and when you're sort of almost setting a trap, as it were, and hoping that you get your answer, I guess you must have... The last thing that you could have expected was that this was going to end up in the big sort of frenzy that it was, and ultimately resulting in that huge court case and that trial. That must have been so far from your thoughts at the time.
I never in a million years thought I would go to court over an Instagram post. I just, you know, obviously it was the post that got me to court, but what went on before it, I just felt like, why am I getting took to court when it's happened to me? And that's where I struggled, where I just had to just keep going. And there was a few times where I thought, I want to get rid of this. And I was so close to giving in, but I knew I was telling the truth. So all I had to do was just battle on and just keep telling my truth. And then hopefully, you know, it will come to that at the end, which it did.
Yeah, it was
a long journey.
Remind everyone it was your Instagram post, and then Rebecca took you to court for defamation. So it was a defamation case that you won.
It's just crazy, isn't it? It really is.
Could you have done things differently, do you think?
Maybe, but I'm not one for looking back. I did it, and now I'm here. You know, that massive cloud's being lifted. I stuck to my truth, something that's been instilled in me from a young girl, you know, always tell the truth, and that's what I instill in my children. And it you know, it worked, and it's good that it did, because sometimes it doesn't. And I've had so many messages off the back of the documentary of people saying, you know, you've gave me the edge to battle on, you know, people who are going through court cases, and, you know, and always, that's the one thing. It's a simple thing to tell your kids, always tell the truth, but it shows that it does, you know, it does
value in the end.
Value in the end,
Do you hope you can put it all past you now? Because this must be, it's been looming, it's been there for quite a while. You've now got to tell your account of the story. Are you hoping that's it?
Yes.
You can move on.
Yeah, most definite. This is, you know, people say, why have you took so long to tell your story? Because it's a big story to tell. I wanted to sit on it, I wanted to digest it. Now I've done it, and, you know, I'm going into a new year with it all behind me.
I love what you've done. You've used this as a completely cathartic experience. Everything's out there, and you've spoken about everything in the book. You talk about your private life, you talk about Wayne, you talk about the affairs. Everything is out there. So I'm just wondering your thought process, particularly talking about Wayne and affairs and how that affects the greater family coming out with that. What made you do that?
Well, obviously in the title, it's my account. I've had time to sit down and process it all, and I want to tell my truth and also let people know who I am and the reasons behind my actions and thoughts. And, you know, the thing, you know, obviously the relationship with Wayne, it's been hard over the years, but there's always been love there. So why give up on it if you've got, you know, if the love's still there, why not see if you can work it out? And people haven't seen this part because we've done that behind closed doors. It's been, you know, it's been a battle at times, it's been hard. People only see what's in the press. They don't know what goes on in our, you know, life. So it's nice to explain that this is what's happened. You know, it was out there, we've dealt with it, we're moving on.
And it can be fixed. It's a great message for people out there. There's troubles everywhere.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. That one thing that I really noticed, and you get that in your book and also on the show, is how your family are so important to you. That's one thing that really, really comes across, particularly your parents, and they're your rock, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. I've got a great support you know, network with friends, family, especially my parents. And I'm so lucky to have had the upbringing that I've had, and I do always go back to that, you know, the way I was brought up, my morals in life, and that's how I go forward. And, you know, there's things where my dad, little things that my dad used to say to me and my mum, and now I say to my kids, and I think, oh, that just reminds me of, you know, growing up. But I'm so lucky, because especially being in the public eye, I have had to stay grounded. I haven't had to, but I have stayed grounded, and that's because of the people around me. And I definitely think, you know, you've got to have a strong mind as well, which both me and Wayne do. And, you know, I think it's been a good thing to have that support.
There's a kindness to you. I see that in the book,
Really
and the way
is.
you're right. There really is a kindness to you. I'm just wondering how you feel about Rebecca Vardy now, after it's all been done and dusted.
I don't need to think about it. You know, I've got my own family and friends, and my, you know, obviously I'm focusing on this at the minute, but, you know, going into Christmas, I want a nice family Christmas, and then into the new year, just a whole new, you know, just breathe and then see what happens. But, you know, this is my account. This is how I felt. I don't want to think of, you know, the other side.
No, it's done.
Yeah,
that's it. We'll put a full stop on that.
It's a great read, Colleen. It's a
you.
really well-written book. It's a really enjoyable read. It's like a detective novel, but it's from the heart. I really enjoyed it. So, look, congratulations.
Well
good
done.
job.
Very much.
Have a good, stress-free Christmas,
Yes,
all right?
do. There we go. There we
Okay.
go.
Thanks for coming in. Good to see you. Honestly, they are so good, and I'm delighted to say Angela and Carlos join us now.
Oh, I'm afraid I'm going to fall over.
You're not.
These heels are not for walking. Hello, really good.
Wow.
Really good.
Quite the answer.
Hey, I'm sorry, I don't know if we like good. How are you? Do you just have to dance everywhere you go now? Is that a thing?
No, I try to conserve my energy. This is a good bit of a cone on dancing. But yeah, you mentioned noises getting up and down. Yeah, it's a real thing.
I've got it from both sides now.
Yeah,
It is.
There we go.
It's hard work, though. Can we start with just the pain that comes with dancing and rehearsing so
but the
often?
rewards, Craig.
Well,
no.
It looks amazing at the
We
end, I
get
know.
to see the reward.
Yeah.
We get the glitz and glam on a Saturday night, but I imagine all week it's quite tough.
Talk us through a week.
It's
Talk us through a
intense.
day. What's it like?
I mean, it's... You know, I get up and get the girls packed and out the door. So he has a lie-in. Then we go to rehearsals. I've already put in a shift. And, we work on the dance. And Monday, Tuesday can be quite intense because you're literally trying to get, like, technical steps. Sometimes, often, the exact opposite of what you've been drilling into your head the previous week.
Yes, of course.
So, you know, hips forward one week, now it's hips back, knees bent, knees straight. So unlearning and relearning. 0 naps. It's quite a hardcore.
Are you quite the tough dance partner? Do you put her through her paces?
We actually had a lot of fun with the dancing, but when I come to the technique, and because I want her to good, so with the details are really tough. She has to repeat until the way that I want her to do. And this woman, she's suffered a bit from me, but.
At least you said it. But also he does this thing where he's like, as in, do that again. And I realised when I was teaching my daughter at phonics the other day and she was getting wrong, I would go, try that again. And I thought, oh, yeah, no, I'm the child
I was
in
just
the
about to
training
say
room.
that sounds like me as a mum.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you, on a Monday morning, go into the dance studio and just forget about the weekend before and just start all over again? It's got to be quite hard to let it go.
It can be quite hard. And, you know, as you mentioned, we were bottom of the leaderboard joint with Adam last week, which was, you know, it's quite bruising.
Yeah.
And we had worked really hard. It'd been a difficult week for lots of reasons. But I thought we did a really great performance.
Yeah.
We loved it. We had a great time doing the samba, which is technically, I'm told, very
Yes, well, that's
difficult.
what I've heard too. I was reading this brief this morning, and that's the one to beat, isn't it?
It's
Samba.
tricky.
You look like you're having a ball, though. I have to say, yes, that might have been a tough week for you for lots of different reasons, and the leaderboard situation wasn't ideal. But you look like you're really enjoying yourself. How do you plan to bounce back this week? Because I know when you get to this point of Strictly, you all want to stay, don't you? You want to be there till the
Blackpool
end. Exactly.
is iconic, and we are very determined to make it to Blackpool. And actually, I think I kind of quite thrive on the challenge of bouncing back. And what I've learned, I think, you know, the appeal for me with Strictly actually was the physicality of it. After having 2 kids, I kind of thought, oh, this would be a major challenge, getting in and becoming fit and strong. And what I've realised is that, you know, emotionally, kind of picking yourself up every single week after sometimes not ideal, sometimes, you know, you're high as a kite, and then getting back and putting in as much effort and as much enthusiasm is it's kind of amazing. Yeah. You know, to be able to do that. And for me, you know, that's what I'm really determined to do, is to kind of, you know, stay buoyed. And I mean, he's been massively
You become a fighter in the end. She was like, I'm fighting, I'm not going anywhere.
Let's go. That's it, that's it.
Blackpool's in 2 weeks, and that's a big deal because Blackpool's like the spiritual hub of ballroom dance.
Exactly that.
Okay,
exactly
so
that.
that's the
Like
goal.
beautiful architecture, bigger audience, bouncy floor, whatever that
It's
means.
like you're in Blackpool, you can become a dancer without moving your body.
Sounds right up my street.
Sounds like somewhere I need to go.
Spiritually.
There ain't much movement, I tell you.
Carlos, for you, this is your 2nd year as a Strictly Pro. How are you? Do you feel a lot more settled this year? How are you finding it?
You know, Rochelle, I'm more excited, actually. And because it's my 2nd year, my first year was nervous. I don't know nothing about in the show what's going on. This year, I know most of it, but I'm still really excited about the bits I don't know, and I'm more in control with myself. And especially when I had Angela this year, I was like, yes! My 2nd year gonna be even better. I was like, yeah, I'm living best of my life.
Tell us a bit about yourself, though, and your dance history, because you're quite the superstar back at home, aren't you?
Thank you very much. And I've started dancing when I was a kid, and it's just because I really, really love the music, and I got react and moving my body when I hear any kind of the music. And like any other dancer, I wasn't really a good boy at school. You know, I wasn't really behaved. So my mum says, she saw my talent, and also she sent me to the dance club. And the reason why it's ballroom dancing is because she's fancying my first teacher, and she's a single mum. So I was like, my mum said, OK, we'll go this time because this
He's
teacher
a bit of all right, which is quite nice, actually. My son's going here.
Yeah, here we are.
Just imagine the teacher was the rugby coach. It could have gone a very different way for you, Carla.
Exactly.
Exactly that.
Amazing.
I know that it is intense. As we've said, it's the glamour, it's the fun. Then, I suppose, has now become a passion. Like, who knew that you could love this so much? Injuries? How have you been on the injury front?
Touch wood. I've been
just
all
do
right.
that.
Yeah, okay, lovely wooden head. I mean, I suffered a lot with blisters initially. Yeah, it was cruel. And my feet are not, like, please don't zoom in on my feet.
Not as pretty as they once were.
Exactly. Like, I feel like I have dancer's feet, which people talk about with pride, but they're pretty grim. But actually, I've been OK. My neck's in bits at the moment because there's, like, a ballroom hold. We're doing waltz this week.
Oh,
it's He's like, you know, it doesn't look natural. I'm like, there's literally nothing natural about it.
Are you, when you're dancing, particularly the waltz that looks so glidey and lovely, are you thinking, talking all the time, counting all the time?
Well, a lot of the couples count in the traditional 1, 2, 3, you know, 4, 5, you know how it works. With us, we tend to... we've found that...
Why do I feel yours is going to be different?
It is quite different. We go with noises, which I think Carlos has... Some of them are questionable, I'm not going to lie. Recognise that actually the kind of... different sounds.
Or like...
that was...
We had a moment like a wakunka. She was like, what is wakunka?
Like, there's kind of sound effects for every...
I like that.
Run us through your top 3 noises.
Oh, God.
Well, what have we got?
It depends on the dancing. For example, the dancing we do this week's waltz, it was like...
I know, you're lucky your eyes are open. What about the samba?
Samba, one ticka gat, gung gung gat, gung gung. Hey, go with the dynamic change.
Yeah, he loves the dynamic change.
Your mics live during the dance. Never mind the band behind you. We need to hear all of this.
Just check. This is water, right?
It is all water. Yeah.
Oh, good man.
I want some of his water. Give me some of his water.
How excited are you about this weekend?
Very excited. Very excited. The samba did strike fear into the very heart of me, I'm not going to lie. But
you've done that now?
It's gone, and it feels dreamy and it's romantic. It's very slow and very, it's quite fairy tale. I mean, I think my girls are going to love.
I find it. That's what I
Oh,
think.
there you go.
Well, listen, best of luck. We want to see you in Blackpool.
Thank you so much.
You need it. I can feel it. It's
Listen,
coming.
touch and sniff and distance, I keep saying.
That's it. It absolutely is. Have a good weekend this one.
Thank you so,
good
so
luck.
much.
Go get 'em.
Thank
Go get 'em.
you.
Brilliant. Good stuff. We all enjoyed that on the sofa, including our next guest, who has won not one, but 2 Grammy Awards, toured the world. He's performed at Glastonbury. Yes. But incredibly, because when you hear his voice, you think, how has he never released a Christmas album until now?
Absolutely that. Christmas Wish is Gregory Porter's first ever festive album, modelled by our very own Craig.
Look at
that. I mean, nothing says Christmas like that.
Right there.
Gregory, first ever Christmas album.
Yeah.
Why have you kept us waiting this long?
Oh, you know, I had some other things to say, but actually, I wanted to actually start my career off with a Christmas album. And they didn't let me. Yeah. But now is the time. Now is the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's a time around the world where we need some uplift and we need some words of encouragement. We need some, you know, there's a song on the record that is called Everything Is Not Lost. And I say, you know, everything's not lost, because Christmas and New Year's is coming on strong. It's like, there was a time in my life, and there's a time now, where I was waiting for Christmas and New Year's to come to give me that renewal, that refresh, that restart. Surrounded by loved ones to buttress and give us strength and give us love. The good food to fortify us. You know, to think back to great traditions. Think back to the things that built who we are, you know, our mothers, our fathers, our grandmothers being around us at that time. A very nurturing time that Christmas is.
True Christmas joy.
You don't need to sing on the album. Just talk to me like that.
Right.
And,
we're good. We've already bought it.
But his voice is so comforting and like a warm hug. It seems so obvious to us that you should do a Christmas album.
Yeah. You know what? You know what's the funny thing is my warm-up song is a Christmas song. And in the middle of July, I warm up with one of the songs, A Cradle in Bethlehem, you know. Sing sweet and low a lullaby till angels say amen.
More.
We're like this. Oh my! But this album, yes, it's a Christmas album, but it's also a bit of a love letter, isn't it, to your favourite artists and songwriters?
Yeah. You can hear elements of the people who have influenced me. I sing a song from the great Nat King Cole, but stylistically, I'm using gospel, blues, soul, obviously jazz music to tell the Christmas story. And so in my own writing, there's 3 originals on the record. In my own writing, there are elements of Bill Withers. There is a song from Stevie Wonder. There is a song from Marvin Gaye.
The greats.
The greats. But you know, at this time, I'm taking messaging from Mahalia Jackson. I'm taking messaging from my mother, who taught me how to sing. You know, putting all of my life experience, how I feel about Christmas into the record. And so I hope people enjoy it, and I hope it becomes a staple year after year.
Well, I love the effort in it. You're not just churning out a load of Christmas songs.
No.
There's thought in it, there's emotion in it. And some of your personal history as well, because your relationship with your mum is rife in this album. It sounds just such a lovely time at Christmas in your house. Talk us through, what was it like when you were a kid?
Yes, well, there was 8 of us, 5 boys and 3 girls. And not only on Christmas, she did it on many of the holidays, and sometimes just on any given Sunday. She would cook food. This particular Christmas, I remember she cooked turkey greens, cornbread, and candied yams, sweet potato pie. She made all of these delicious things, filled the table with food. And the family, we prayed over the food. And the kids thought we were going to eat. But we loaded up all the food into the car, into the truck, actually. And we went around and we fed homeless people from that
Oh,
food.
how incredible.
And then we brought the food back, and the 8 kids ate the leftovers from the homeless people. And some of my brothers and sisters protested. We wanted to eat when we want to eat, right? But I think about that memory and what we did, and that it sticks with me that I ate after a hungry person. I ate after a homeless person on Christmas Day. And she was teaching. She was teaching. She didn't do a bunch of preaching while she was doing it. There were no TV cameras. There was nobody watching, nobody on Instagram or Facebook. She just did it from her heart.
What a good
and,
woman.
You know, so the lyric is, that's the kind of thing you do on Christmas Day, you know. And
so you tell this story in one of your songs.
I tell the story in the song Christmas Wish. And I'm so thankful for those little...
Because you're got an early present. You're performing at the Royal Albert Hall in December.
Yeah, December 13th.
What a venue.
Yes, you know, it already... You can walk into that building in June, and it still feels like Christmas.
Yeah.
Just this beautiful, large, intimate jewel box, and it's so magical for me. It's my favorite venue in the world.
It's such a special room,
It's like a giant Christmas decoration.
Right.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
do you know what's lovely? I love the way you feel about... I know it's early to be talking about Christmas, but you seem like
Never
you guys...
for me.
Well, there you go. Mark Gregory, you already seem excited about it, you know?
I am. And I'm excited about people's anticipation of, in a way, the call for peace.
Yeah.
In so many Christmas songs, there is, you know, good tidings of comfort and joy. The message of peace, the message of calm is in many of these songs. We need that messaging.
We've never needed it more, Greg.
Absolutely. There's wars going on around the world, and there's particularly Christmas is a time for children. And so,
Yeah.
who should we be
Need
thinking?
you say any more? Absolutely that.
Your mother taught you well. She's a good mama. This
Oh,
for sure.
she was so beautiful. Yeah.
She also taught you how to cook.
Yeah.
And you cooked.
Yes.
I mean, you properly cooked. You cooked in a restaurant.
I did. But now I'm just cooking for hungry family members, and friends, which is something I love to do.
Well, do we count as friends? Is that okay?
Absolutely. Come on, you talking about?
Should we cook?
Shall we? Do you mind? Because you're going to show
Come
us one of your
over.
favourite dishes.
Let's go do it.
This is really exciting. It's like, what can this man not do?
I've never had a sweet potato pie, but I've seen it in so many Christmas films.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Can I
very
use one of
kind.
these?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna just.
Yeah, I think this morning they're going to like you wearing that, Gregory. I think that's good.
Okay.
There we go. You got that?
Yeah. Okay. So we have our sweet potato.
Hey, Greggy, man, if we're going to do this, we're going to promo the show. Let's promo the show. Let's get this. Let's get this. Let's get this. Let me do this for you. Let's get this. There we go.
There we go.
Let me tie it off for you here.
Just morning.
Time me up.
Oopsie.
We have a few sweet potatoes here, but I'm gonna show you. We boiled the sweet potatoes, make them nice, soft, and tender.
Okay.
This is not how I thought my day was going to go.
So you boil them skins on and all, yeah?
Yes. So they don't get all watery. I mean, even if you cut them up into cubes and boil it that way, it's still fine. It'll be just like, do it just like mashed potatoes. But anyway, you get that going in there.
Tell us about your cooking experience then, what it was like working in a restaurant.
Oh, it was beautiful because actually everything starts with Mama, right? You know.
Yeah.
And I was cooking with her in her kitchen, and I really enjoyed that. And after college, was looking for a job. And I got the opportunity to work making vegetarian food.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then all different types of dishes. But that extended to, after that, I started to do small catering, small dinner parties, and small weddings.
Okay.
I had a limit up to about 40, 50 people. If it got bigger than that, it was a little bit too overwhelming.
Bit too stressful.
Yeah.
Can
There you
imagine.
go. I was going to say,
Yeah. I know, I can imagine, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have our sweet potatoes.
Are we allowed to try it?
Can we try whilst you're doing this?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a
enjoy.
tease.
Right. This is particularly, I would say, I want to call it maybe the third American favorite pie. Maybe the #1 American pie is apple pie.
Oh, wow.
Then there's pumpkin pie, but the sweet potato pie is particularly.
Oh, my.
It's so delicious.
It's an African American favorite, you know, but
I've
super, super
never
delicious.
had sweet potato pie ever.
It's a really interesting
It's so
flavour.
good.
There's
We're
so
going
many
in with our
different-
melted butter.
Oh, my word.
Really nice.
We're going in with our
It's
light
so
brown
good.
sugar. We're going in.
Is this your mum's recipe?
This is yeah.
The family recipe.
This is family recipe. I've done a little modification. I've thrown a little bit more butter in there, but that's just me.
Who's counting? Who's counting?
You know, don't worry
Gregory,
about
it's so
all the sugar.
delicious.
It's Christmas time. Make it sweet, you know.
It's quite a lot of sugar. But do you know what? It's worth it because it tastes very, very good.
You're not supposed to have 18 pieces.
There
It's,
you go.
Yeah, well.
I'd eat the whole thing. So, I mean, your whole journey in the music business is not. You didn't go the traditional route. I mean, relatively quite late, really, for you to really get going, wasn't it?
Yeah. My first record, I got recording about 38. I was doing many things before that. I was using my voice. I was singing my tail off in the clubs, trying to find a way to a record deal. It happened late for me, and I'm glad that it happened late for me because I know what I want to say now. I know what I want to sing. I know how I want to inspire people. I know that I don't want to waste this opportunity when I have people's ear.
I suppose you appreciate it more when you've waited that.
Right. I've had some ups and downs in love, and I want to pick people up with love. That's where I'm at.
So what have you added in now?
I had nutmeg, cinnamon. Now we're putting in buttermilk. We'll put a little soap.
This is like the weirdest but the greatest item ever.
It's so good.
And a lovely way to do an
It's
interview
the
with
nutmeg I
someone.
can really taste because I love nutmeg.
Yeah, a little self-rising flour.
I love everything. These are all my favourite flavours. It's really, really good.
A little salt, a little lemon extract, a little vanilla extract, and we mix that bad boy up. Oh, don't forget my eggs. A couple of eggs, and then you know, we incorporate this.
So get all that together.
Yeah, we get all that together. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see, yeah, we're mixing.
That looks fun.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas, for me, happens in the air. The sounds coming from the record player, Gregory Porter's Christmas Wish, Nat King Cole's Christmas album, Mahalia Jackson's Christmas music. That flowing in the air, the smell of cinnamon, the smell of turkey, the smell of ham, the smell of all of these wonderful, sweet, and savory things floating in the air with music. It's just such a strong memory for me. I almost can't eat sweet potato pie without hearing my mother and without hearing hearing sounds. It's really connected.
Right, so show us now, because we're going to have to get to the break soon. We're getting a little bit lost in Gregory, aren't we?
I don't want this to end.
Yeah, they've been talking to me, so I haven't been able to mix.
No, you're right.
So
we're too into Gregory. You can tell. So that goes in.
This goes in, boom, like this. Now, you pre-bake your crust for a few moments. I'm gonna put this in the oven.
So it's pretty easy, isn't it?
It's pretty easy,
and I
it's
tell
very
you,
delicious.
It's quite easy.
It absolutely tastes delicious, I have to say.
And here's the big reveal.
Here's the big reveal. I was up at 5 a.m. making this
That's
for you
one
guys.
you made earlier. Well, thank you, because this has just been a taste sensation in my mouth, I have to tell you. And I'm definitely going to make this.
Yeah, that's on the menu, and your album Christmas Wish is out now, and it's going to be played in our house on the record player.
Yes,
Greg,
it
I'm so
absolutely
happy
will.
to meet you.
If you fancy giving Gregory's dish a go at home, you should. The full recipe is on the This Morning app.
It's brilliant.
That's really made me laugh.
It feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it, all that?
It does, and to be honest, I find it quite hard to watch because I don't know if it made a lot of sense then, but now it looks absolutely bonkers. It's like, what am I doing?
But it's brilliantly bonkers, though. It's brilliant. That's the kitchen disco I want to be at.
Oh, cheers. Well, everybody was welcome, and that was the thing about it. We'd go live at 6:30 on a Friday night. Everybody would come around, and the weird thing is, I would feel like people had really come over to my house. strangest things.
Yeah.
Strange what your brain can do when you've got that community. And I suppose because it was live.
And it was such a weird period of time that those moments was huge to all of us, right? If you found your little...
Well, we hung on to
people,
things, didn't we?
Yeah,
we hung on to moments like that. I really want to know, though, when you did it, right?
Yes.
I was like, yeah. When you just stopped, did you all just go, right?
No, we were on a real
for a
high.
while. Did you stay there for the rest of the night?
Definitely on a high. And I think, look, I didn't need a pandemic to know I love music and that it can make me feel better, but it really strengthened my relationship with singing and why it is that I do what I do. So when we went back to work and been able to do all the gigs and the festivals, I feel like I've been enjoying it more than ever. Like, I feel like I'm in the best terms with my day job I've ever been because I just get so much joy from it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's really special.
That's so interesting, isn't it? Because so many different artists, musicians had all of that stripped away.
Yes.
You know, that industry was really impacted with obviously everything live stopping. So when everybody was back on the road and back on tour, I suppose you've got a new level of appreciation for what it is you do.
100%, and not just what I do, but all the people I work with, all the economy that comes out of all those gigs, all those venues, all those festivals, and just all the work, all the people doing all the things. I used to just think about, oh, I'm turning up, I'm doing this, and if my crew can't work with me, they'll be with someone else. And suddenly it was like, no, this is actually, we're all part of something.
Yeah.
And there's a community in that too. And I work with my husband, I work with my brother. My brother, Jack, is my drummer. So, you know, we're together, we're tight, we have these experiences, so being able to get back to it has been glorious.
And you're still going and you're evolving and you're changing and you're going to talk to us about what the next step is now. A bit of festive fun. What's going on there?
So halfway through the lockdown discos, we thought, Richard, my husband, and I thought, if we could do this in front of real people when we're allowed to again, have a disco under one roof, it'd be really special. So we did our first kitchen disco tour last year in the UK. And it was magic and really moving. And so suddenly seeing the faces of all the people who'd been the other side of the screen for the lockdown ones, it's quite hard to articulate how special it was. And I thought, you know what I think is ripe when it comes to parties and discos is Christmas time.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah, I had this idea, let's do a Christmas kitchen disco tour. And I've basically tried to pour into it as much Christmas as I think people can tolerate. So Christmas songs, but also party classics, my songs, festivity. I want people to feel like they step into the auditorium and they're inside a snow globe and they can just leave the outside world behind for a little minute and just have a really lovely time with us.
Unashamed Christmas stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
And you know, we all need that escapism. There's so much, you know, craziness happening in the world. And these moments of joy are really important, aren't they?
They are, and I think, you know, when I first started doing the lockdown discos, I thought, is this really odd thing to be doing juxtaposed to heavy news? But actually I've realised there's real validity in being able to do something silly and fun when your brain is preoccupied with a lot of heaviness a lot of the time.
Yes.
So just having that punctuation, and when you said, you know, when you stopped filming, did you all just kind of flop? I think that's what I realised, the tonic of, not just for me, but for the kids, of the punctuation of like, oh, our mum and dad are doing the music, we can just jump around. We all felt better afterwards. It's quite powerful, that sort of stuff.
it really is.
Yeah,
It really is.
absolutely that. Now, we were talking about your boys earlier in the break, because your eldest is 19 now.
Yes.
And that must be a whole sort of... Is he involved in the kitchen disco?
You know what, when it comes to the touring, I don't take them on the road with me. They might pop out on stage when I do the Hammersmith Apollo, the Hammersmith Apollo on December the 5th, because that's the one near our home in London. Yeah, so they might pop out for the end of that. But my eldest, he's just moved out, actually, and he's moved in with my mum 10 minutes away, so it's quite wholesome.
Yeah.
And
that's
of
a
course,
big step, though, isn't it? I can imagine. Goodness me, my eldest is 10, and that feels like...
Also, what happens when they're 16 with boys and you ask them to dance with you in the kitchen? They do this. I'm not doing that, stupid. That's what they say. They don't. They get all serious, do they? No.
I'm going to fight their corner because I feel like I do have 5 boys, but I don't have like 5 of the same person. And some of them love music and love dancing, and others, you know, I've got one of mine who never wants to come to one of my gigs. He doesn't get gigs at all. Music is just like, but the majority of them like dancing, actually. So I'm going to stick up for them with that.
Yeah, they just don't like dancing with their dad. That's the problem. I don't understand why.
Maybe you should start taking this personally.
I do, and I get it. I really. But 5 boys in the house, it's a lot, isn't it?
5 of anything. Yes, it's a lot.
Yes.
I mean, look, yes, it's a lot of headspace, but I really love the chaos of big family life. Luckily, I'm in with that a lot. I like the fact that there's always things happening. You know, you'll find, you know, one of the kids under the table, they've made a little den, someone else has run in with something else going on, another one's brought 4 mates over. I like all that energy, and it's such a good antidote to the daftness of my day job as well sometimes. They never ask me, like, oh, how did your gig go? They'll just tell me about their day, and I think I like all that.
But that's quite nice. That's quite nice. And for you, having such a busy house, I suppose these moments where you do get to go and do your own thing are like bliss, right?
So precious, yes, definitely.
And 20 years you've been doing this for now, like, which is what?
Long now,
like,
isn't
which
it?
is
It's actually a bit longer than
crazy.
that.
And we must say you haven't aged. I don't know how you've done that.
Oh, that's
with 5
generous.
children, but you have not
Thank
aged.
you.
Has your style of performing changed?
Yes,
over the years?
massively. I was so inhibited when I started. I would never dance. I would stand really still. I found it really hard to talk to the audience. I would make silly jokes in between songs if... actually, maybe that bit hasn't changed. But now I can chat a lot more easily, and that's that lovely feeling of... I'm 44 now, and I really don't care what people think of my dancing. So I just twirl around. I don't really stop. Whenever I do the tour, I learn fun facts about the areas I go to. So I think the crowd must be like, we thought we came for music. They might come away with some trivia.
There you go.
Yeah. I just have a ball with it, really. I think live work is always my favourite. I really like it.
You can tell, watching those videos, you can tell.
And you know, you're right. It's the greatest gift of getting older is not worrying about what people think.
So
Just
nice.
being yourself and having a great time. It's so liberating and so much fun,
Yeah,
isn't
I
it?
was never cool, and now I'm not chasing it.
I'm with you. I'm with you, girl.
Hey, I think you're cool. Now.
You
well,
too, right back
good
at you.
luck. This is amazing.
Thank you.
I'm all for things Christmas. So
Yeah.
the fact
Me
that you're
too.
doing a Christmas tour is absolutely brilliant.
Bring it
Thank you
on.
very
Thanks so much. Good luck with everything.
Thank
Great
you.
talking to you. Good stuff.
Oh, and now the trio's greatest hits are coming to a stage near you after their brilliant back catalogue inspired the new musical I Should Be So Lucky.
Give up the fight for you. Sorry, I had to finish it. After making his debut in Manchester last night, Pete Warman's joined us in the studio. How'd it go?
Amazing. It's amazing. I mean, I take my hat off to the cast. I mean, the cast works so hard. I mean, you know.
Oh, they put a shift in.
I mean,
don't they?
you know, and it's constantly changing as you go along, and they've got to remember all that, and they've got to perform, not dance. They've got to be in the right marks. They've got all these things happening on stage.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and then you've got to sing the songs on top of that.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there, and of course, for Mike and I sitting there, we're remembering when we wrote these songs. You know, and you're seeing people perform them that you just never expected.
Yeah.
And in different ways.
Did you find it quite an emotional experience?
Oh, I cried.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
And just thinking about the times gone by and stuff like that?
Yeah, because you write lyrics. When we were writing, say, the Sonia song,
Yeah.
we couldn't have written that as a ballad. So now you see it slightly differently and you realise why you wrote the lyrics.
Yeah.
And you go back to that moment that you did write that lyric and it's like, whoa. The singers are superb, so they get you as well as the audience, you know. So it's a new experience for you.
Just to go back then, when you were in that sweet spot and it was just like hit after hit after hit, do you have any idea about the legacy you were creating? Or was it just very much in the moment?
No, we had no idea. Honestly, no idea. Because if you remember, well, you wouldn't because you're not old enough, but journalists at the time were giving us grief about everything we were doing. I mean, we were hated by the record industry.
Why? Why were you hated?
Because we were writing pop songs. And they were trying to sell albums, and they thought what we were doing was like it was gimmick. People thought our music was gimmicks.
Really?
Yeah, the Americans said we don't. I remember going to America, and they said we don't do gimmick singles here.
Which is odd because now the idea of hooking up with a writing team,
now
if you're an artist, is seen as completely, it's a collaborative experience, and the artist goes in and works with a team and.
Dermot, that's exactly what today's music is all. What we were doing back in the 80s is exactly where we are now.
How did you write? Did you all take a little part of the song, or did you take a song each? How did it work?
No, we always, we would start with an idea.
Yeah.
And then we would go away and write a set of lyrics, give them to Mike, and Mike would put it all together. And quite often, we wrote some of the Kylie songs with her in the studio, not seeing that we're still writing them. Matt and I are writing. Putting it all like this, and Mike's going. I mean, literally, better than ever we know, we had literally probably an hour before Kylie got to the studio, and literally we'd had a phone call saying that she was on her way to the studio, but
the story had been leaked that she was having this thing with Michael Hutchins and she'd fallen out with Jason. And literally, we just went, what are we in for now? Because Michael Hutchinson was the massive rock star.
Yeah, he was massive.
And, we sort of said, it's better the devil you know. And
that'll do.
That is so good. And literally an hour before, you had the song.
Yeah, well, we hadn't finished the song when she walked in. I think we had, we had the chorus, But and that's one of the songs, of course, because at that point she's gone off being the young Kylie. She's now an adult Kylie.
Yeah.
So she's with Michael Hutchins. So she wants a slightly different sound.
Yeah.
And we just done Roadblock.
But the thing, I mean, the genius of the three of you, for me, is that you're always writing. The consistency is incredible, right? And the pop songs are unbelievable, but they always feel very suited to the artist.
Oh,
It's not like
Oh, we didn't write these songs.
Right.
No, we never wrote the songs before. There were no songs that left over that we didn't record, or very little. I mean, because we wrote for the artist. That's why Never Gonna Give You Up works for Rick Astley, because he is that guy you can imagine would be hurt.
Yeah.
You can imagine that, he was our Dusty Springfield.
Yeah.
We wanted him to be the male guy, the person that got hurt.
Yeah.
So how did I Should Be So Lucky come about? How did that song actually work?
We had a club guy called Pit Stop, and his favourite saying for everything was, "You should be so lucky." So when she turned up, and I didn't know she turned up because I was at Granada doing The Hitman and Her, and they said, well, she's here to record. I said, she should be so lucky. Because it was Pit Stop's favourite saying. It was just, and Mike just picked it up like that and went, got it, leave with me. Off he went.
Wow. So with the musical, so firstly, what's the storyline in the musical? What?
It's about emotion. It's about a wedding that's not a wedding, and then it is a wedding, and then it's a wedding everybody gets married.
Right.
So it's really emotional. I mean, the thing that Debbie Izzet has done, she's captured the lyric of Stockache and Waterman, which everyone thinks, because they were all puppets, is quite flippant. They're not. They're quite deep.
Absolutely.
And what she's done is she's picked up that fact, because other writers, which is why we've never done this before, didn't get the lyric. They didn't get the teenage angst and hurt and care.
It's universal, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Through it.
And that's, why our songs worked.
Yeah.
Young people, like Say Me Number One, they picked it up because they knew what it was about. They could Never Gonna Give You Up. Everybody understood what the lyric was.
Right. Well, let's have a little sneaky peek at the musical. Let's take a look.
I mean, that has got you.
Well, you can imagine what the theatre does when that comes on. Right? They just go nuts.
Wow.
And the end is like that. And I won't spoil it for everybody, but there's the end, and then there's an extra end.
So.
And that's when the audience take over from the cast.
And Kylie's actually in it. There's a digital moment with Kylie, isn't there?
Yeah, somebody said, is it like the ABBA one? I went, no, the ABBA one costs 150 million. Ours cost us 150 quid. It's about, But it is brilliant. I have to tell you, it shocked me, because I wasn't able to go to the recording, and the way that they do it is really brilliant.
Pete, how did you narrow down the track list for this?
Oh, we left that to Debbie and the producers.
Hard though, no?
Absolutely, and I think some of them might even change. But that's, you can't be that critical.
Yeah.
No.
So you've got to say, well, you pick what you want, and let's have a look at them once you pick them.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, listen, best of luck with it. It sounds great. I Should Be So Lucky, the Stockache and Waterman musical. Tickets are on sale now. It's going everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 27 weeks, and I'm going to one night in every theatre, so I'll pop up. Yeah, because I want to see the reaction all over the place.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Guest started her career for being so scandalous. And since then, she's been a non-stop...
We could have been in mistake.
She's been a non-stop force in the world of entertainment.
Yeah, with 3 platinum albums under her belt, a Strictly Come Dancing trophy, a seat on the Britain's Got Talent judging panel, and 7 best-selling children's books. There is no stopping the gorgeous Alicia Dixon. She's joining us now. She's in the studio. We've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for this.
Nice intro.
Alicia, so lovely to see you.
And you guys.
And when I got in and saw Alicia Dixon releasing music, I was like, Heart stop, breathe slow,
bless you,
calm
darling.
down.
Oh, bless you.
We're going backwards, but in the best possible way.
Yeah, so I'm re-releasing my debut album, Fired Up, which never had a physical release in the UK. It came out in Asia. Obviously, 2006 was quite an interesting year for me musically.
You,
oh, God, I hate that cover.
You haven't changed.
Stop
you have not changed at all.
And I'm also re-releasing The Alicia Show, which is my second album, which more people are aware of, with hits like, obviously, The Boy Does Nothing, Breathe Slow, Let's Get Excited, and we're celebrating its 15-year anniversary. So it's coming out, limited edition, on vinyl, and which is lovely to
This
go...
is the thing now,
to
vinyl.
go back to, you know, the beginning before the new year where I put out new music, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love
Which
it.
I'm very
so
excited.
I'm so excited for it.
Alicia, can we talk about New Year's Eve?
Yeah, let's
please?
talk about it.
You've got the big New Year's Eve bash coming back.
Yes, so the National Lottery's Big Bash, which I hosted last year with Jason Manford at Wembley.
Is Jason back?
Jason is back.
Yes.
We've got an incredible lineup this year. Take That have just been announced.
Oh.
I know, I mean...
Bargain.
Do I need to mention anyone
No,
else?
leave it there.
We've got Take That, we've got Busted, Cat Burns.
Brilliant.
Becky Hill. We'll celebrate some extraordinary moments across the year. Eurovision.
Obviously.
Windrush, you know, celebrate incredible people, you know, and reflect on the year. But ultimately, we want to have a big party and for everyone to have a great time. And tickets are actually, they go on sale today. I say on sale, they are free. There's not much in life that is free.
No, there
You can
ain't.
get tickets to
Nab
come
them
see
now.
myself, Take That, Busted.
They're totally
at 1
free.
o'clock today. Absolutely.
That is
I
incredible.
know, should we say it again for the people in the
One
back?
more time, they're free. Stop shouting out, I ain't got to buy them. Free.
I know.
I love a freebie.
I think that will get everyone's attention, actually. Yeah, which
Alicia,
is lovely.
it is frightening when you sit there and go, it's been 15 years since the Alicia Show
Yes.
came out. I mean, I remember it so vividly. It was hit after
It's been
hit after
23,
hit.
21 years since Mystique.
Right.
No.
The last
No,
time...
it wasn't.
2001. Yes, was our debut single.
Iconic.
Yes.
Iconic moments. And actually, I think I remember the last time you were on this sofa, I was interviewing you as well, and I'd just done a Mystique Mega Mix
You did.
before the break that they then
you
decided to
did.
show you, which we're not going to bring up. But did you ever think, when you and the girls were in Mystique, that it'd be 2023, you'd be sat on this sofa? We read that intro at the top. I mean, you've hosted Eurovision this year. I want to talk about that in a second. But Strictly, Britain's Got Talent, hosting this, the music still. Do you just count your blessings all the time?
I'm so lucky and so blessed. But, you know, being in Mystique for 8 years, you know, just that alone was an intense experience. If I'd just sort of stopped after that, I'd have been quite full and content, because we were so lucky that, you know, against all the odds, we made it, so to speak, you know? So, yeah, I'm so lucky. And do you know the funny thing? I feel like I'm just getting started.
Oh, Dan, I love that.
But I'm very ambitious, and there's
We
so
can
many
see that.
things that I still want to do, you know? And I think once you've done one thing, it's always like, what's next? You're looking for the next thing that sort of helps you grow as an artist, as a person, you know? And I think creatively, how do you turn that off?
Exactly.
Well,
you don't just sort of wake up one day and say, I'm done, because as a creative, you're constantly wanting to evolve.
And talking of what's next, you are actually still creating new music.
I am. Yes. I'm not getting much sleep these days.
I don't know how you
I don't care, don't sleep, give us the music.
Apart from 2 children and coming out of the studio at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. But I love it, you know, it feels good. And, you know, for me, the mission statement is really just to create music that makes me feel good. And if it makes me feel good and I'm excited about it, then hopefully other people will feel that too.
And I know you're not going to give too much away about the new music, but what are we expecting from Alicia? Are we going to get a bit of it?
I actually think when you hear my new music, you will feel like that's the Alicia that I know.
Right, oh,
and
she
that
knows how
I-
to sell it. These tickets ain't free. I'm telling you, she knows how to
That's
sell
how you'll
it.
feel. Like, oh, that makes sense when you hear what I'm doing.
Are you excited for it?
I'm so excited. I feel really alive and energised, you know, by everything that's happening at the moment. See, we're living in very strange times, and I think all of us need, you know, something positive and joyful, you know, just to sort of look forward to. All of us need escapism, and music is that for me. That's my therapy.
And when you
That's the
do
best way of
bring it
putting
out, will you come in here and perform for us?
Oh, can I?
Yeah. I probably won't be here, but I want to watch it. So I've said it now, it's a verbal contract.
What do you mean you won't be here?
I'll
What are
just
you
pop in
talking
and
about?
out. You know what I'm like? I'm like the weird neighbour that comes round when no one's in. Just here for the tea. That's all I'm after.
You're the best, honestly.
I love it.
Alicia, when I think rapper, I just initially think of you
Oh, that's
straight
nice.
away.
I don't. But...
I do see, because I've grown up singing to your beats. And what would you say to any aspiring female rappers out there now that want to make it?
Well, essentially, rapping is telling a story. So anyone that wants to rap, think of it as
being authentic to your life, to your situation. Don't talk or sing or rap about something that is far removed from yourself. Be authentic and true to you, and then you can't really go wrong.
I was so thrilled because, obviously, when we knew you were joining the Eurovision lineup this year, obviously I'm part of Eurovision, I love it.
Yeah.
And when we knew you were there, me and Scott, my Eurovision husband, I said to him, I went, if she doesn't rap, it will be a crime. And then this happened. Yes, this is what we came for. Good evening, Europe.
They had to really convince me to do that.
Well, I'm glad they did. It was amazing. Everyone in the arena, because obviously it was mainly a lot of British people in the arena because it was in Liverpool.
Yeah.
Well, our box shook when you started rapping.
I never
Everyone
thought,
was like, she's rapping.
Never thought I'd end up rapping at Eurovision, but what an incredible moment.
Did you love every minute of
I loved it. I mean, there's nothing more beautiful than seeing countries come together and unite for something so joyful.
It's such a special show,
and
isn't
music being at the heart of it. And there were so many incredible songs and special people. The whole week felt so surreal. We were in this bubble, but the whole nation was happy for that week that Eurovision was in town.
It was.
And it felt really
Just
special.
brings people together.
And I did genuinely feel honoured to be a part of it.
Well, you did a fantastic job.
We're glad you were a part of it.
Oh,
we
thank
really
you.
enjoyed you.
Oh, thank you
yeah.
so much.
It was
I've been
really,
enjoying
really
you
lovely.
guys this week. You're smashing it.
Oh, we just make it up as we
Yeah,
go
we
along,
do,
don't
yeah,
we?
I don't know how we've got this far.
I don't know how we're on this,
Wigging
though. I
it.
really don't. It's like the kids have took over for the way. Alicia, it's so lovely to see you always. Good luck with the New Year's show.
Thank
Good luck
you.
with the re-releases. Good luck with the new music, and please ring me.
I will.
On
I'll
a dodgy
keep you
link.
posted.
That's
So
what I want.
busy, so busy.
Thank you so much,
It was a
gorgeous.
pleasure
Lovely to see you.
And you guys.
Thank you. You're already thinking about stocking fillers for little ones, then look no further.
Yes, Dr. Turndorfer Adam Kay has released yet another
Another
one. Third children's book here, a Laugh Out Loud children's book, and today it's on hardback. And Adam, I've got to say, the illustration on this is
It's so good.
absolutely magic.
The
Look at
word's
that.
terrible.
Content.
Words are all right.
Right.
Illustration amazing.
So it's so funny. So Henry Packer, who's the brilliant illustrator, he's a comedian himself, and he adds so much humour to it, and we write it all together. It's very collaborative. So yeah, even if you don't like reading words, there's lots of funny pictures.
There's things we can look at.
I can do this.
We
book.
love the book. It's all about incredible inventions.
Yeah.
So explain to us, obviously we don't want to give too much away to the kids out there that might be watching, but what have we got to look forward to with this one?
So literally everything that's ever been invented is in
Ever.
there. Ever. If it didn't grow in the garden, it's in there. So like bubble wrap.
Yeah, I was reading this earlier. Tell us about bubble wrap,
So
please.
bubble wrap, 1950s, started out as wallpaper. So these two guys, wanted this 3D wallpaper. So they made all this stuff, had millions of rolls of it. No one bought it. Looked absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
And then they were like, well, maybe we could wrap up our ornaments in it, and so that's, and more importantly, pop, 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 pop.
And this book is for children, because I'm in now.
You'd constantly be popping your walls, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you've got to be leaning on them, just trying to get the noise.
I mean, they're meant to be for children. It says 7 to 12, but I hear from so many, because like after shows and things, people ask me to sign their books, and I say, who's this for? And they say, oh, that's for me.
That's a Susan. You've had so much success, though, Adam, and rightly deserved as well. Did you ever believe the change of career for you when you did the first book would just take you to where you are now?
No, I mean, I started writing my first book, This Is Going to Hurt, was about the NHS, and I think it's just testament to the country's rightful love for the NHS, also the country's love for disgusting stories.
Yes.
So I think those combined, and that's why people bought the book.
And I always remember my favourite author as a child. It was Dick King-Smith, and you're going to be that author to a lot of children. So there's a lot of responsibility on your shoulders now.
It's a lot of responsibility. I love getting letters from kids. That's the absolute best thing about this. They're so honest. And also, on social media, get messages from parents. And there's been this amazing thing I've had a lot from parents saying that my books have got reluctant readers into reading for the first time, which is just absolutely wonderful to hear.
What's the best letter you've ever got?
I've had a mum saying they're going to name their next child after me.
No way.
It's the first one, like the book. So I don't think I'm going to do the surname. I think they were just going for Adam. But I mean, that's certainly...
What's your name, little boy? Adam Kay Smith. That's my name, Adam K. Smith.
I mean, someone's now got to do that, to one up the
I'll do
person
it.
who
You've got
okay,
roll
fine.
with it. You've got roll with it. You talk about people getting in touch with you, but this time round with this book, you want people to get in touch because this is the hardback out.
Yes.
But for when the paperback comes out, what is it you want the kids out there to do?
So, we've teamed up with the Young V&A Museum and a site called Little Inventors. And I want kids to come up with their own inventions and write it down, draw a picture, and you can send it in on this website, littleinventors.org. And then the winning one, as judged by me and Henry and also some experts, they won't just make the invention, but Henry will draw it, will write about it, and it'll go in the paperback of the book. So I think that's quite a cool prize for kids.
So not only are they going to be in the paperback version of probably one of their favourite books that they're reading anyway, but their invention actually gets made.
Yeah, it gets made. So, but what I would ask is that they don't make them too good, because I don't want that to be the best bit of the book.
Yeah, true.
That'd be embarrassing. So.
And when they've made their invention, can we have them as well? Can you come on a show and show us?
Absolutely.
Is that
Let's
right?
do it.
Oh,
Let's
lovely.
do it.
Yeah, I think that's got a show written all over it
It's
itself,
like Kids
hasn't it?
Dragon's Den.
Yeah.
With Adam K. Smith.
With
That's what we'll go for. Talking of the kids as well, congratulations, because, I mean, you've welcomed your two, haven't you?
I have, yes. That's why I'm looking so tired.
You're not looking tired. Let's have a look. Look at that. That's just the pram. But, you know.
How old are they now?
Lovely. So they are 7 months and 11 months, which means I have to buy a birthday present for Ruby. Thanks for reminding me.
When's the last time you actually had a full night's sleep?
I'd say just over 11 months ago.
And how have you been getting on as a new dad? Is it everything you wanted and more?
I mean, it's absolutely amazing. I think being a junior doctor helped in terms of the sleep deprivation. Didn't help me in terms of any medical knowledge about the kids, but no, the kids are. I mean, they're obviously a nightmare, but everyone's kids are. But they've amazingly improved my life, and I'm dead lucky.
Yeah. So, well, they do change your life. They really do, and beautiful pictures. But we've got to talk about your BAFTA. Because last time you were on the sofa, you won a BAFTA since. Was it really, how surreal was that?
Oh, totally mad. Really was. I was so pleased. I was glad to get one myself, but I was so pleased that the show won a bunch, because every TV show, as you know, is a huge team effort.
Of course.
And everyone from like the casting and also Ben Whishaw himself getting.
It was great.
He was so good.
And well deserved as well. Well done, you.
Definitely, absolutely. I mean, now you've had the kids, and I know you're going to have many future plans when it comes down to the books, because I know how much the kids absolutely love them. Are the kids going to now, sort of, as they grow up, maybe influence you as to about what you're going to be writing about?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I've mostly had the kids, so there's more people to read my children's books. So I've added 2 potential purchasers to that.
Fine with that.
Yeah.
Every little helps getting you up that.
I've always kept diaries since you know, decades ago, and I'm still keeping diaries, and certainly a huge proportion of my current diaries are full of things the kids have done / ruined, so I'm sure they'll appear at some point.
I mean, you've been so busy, but what is the future for you? What does the future hold? What have you got in store for us next?
What have I got? So, in the immediate future, I'm on stage in Salford next week.
Lovely.
With my comedy show of Undoctored at the wonderful Lowry Theatre. And then, after that, back to writing. I've got more books in the pipeline. I've started writing. I've nearly finished writing, actually. My first fiction book for kids.
Brilliant.
Called Dexter Proctor, the 10-year-old doctor. And so does what it says on the tin, and it's funny and silly, and
It's a classic Adam K already. I can sense it. Adam, honestly, it's such a pleasure to have you in. It really is. And to see your success is so lovely to see. Good luck with dad life.
Thank you.
And good luck with the book as well. And kids, get in touch. If you've got an invention, head to the website. We'll put it all out on our website as well. And you could be in the paperback version of this one. Adam, thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Adam.
Take care, mate.
Thank you.
Love that book.